1800.
Champion City Podcast, where we tell real stories from grinders, hustlers, and everybody on the come up. If you're still in the trenches or you're still trying to get that bag, this for you. This your blueprint, your motivation, your platform. Let's go. Right. What up, everybody, man? On a Friday night, this is the best day to go live. This is actually the original Champion City live day, dude.
Is it?
You know, but we got it kind of popping and shit, and then we were like, well, we're gonna do Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. So now like we work around different people's schedule and shit. But Friday is like my prime time. That's what I like.
Okay, that's when you start shooting going live.
Yeah. That's what I like and shit, you know? The Friday at 6 p.m. and shit, you know?
Ooh.
We're a little late
Prime
though,
time.
you know? Because again, life be lifing and shit, man,
Hey,
you know?
man.
So you got to roll with it, right? But yeah, today, man, we got the homie Qurfew, dude.
Hey, we out here.
With the Q in the front and shit, that's for sure, you know? Got to stay original, bro,
I
you know?
I had to make it stand out, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude, you know? And that's a dope-ass name. I see how you got it because I seen your other interview because your mom always giving you a curfew with your pop's phone and shit, right?
Yeah,
You know?
okay.
At least you had your pop's phone
You
and
did your
shit, bro.
research.
You know?
Yeah.
I try.
I had it was the Motorola one, the ones where you can get the ringtones.
The
at
Hello
time.
Moto and shit.
The Hello Moto, yeah.
Oh, that's what's. I think the first phone I ever had, dude, was Ericsson. You remember the little
the Ericsson? It was like
almost
it
like
had orange in it.
Yeah.
Those were cool. They had like
Yeah.
a little cool camera at the time.
Yeah, they were small and shit too, dude. So I
Yeah.
remember that like back in like 1999, I think and shit. You know.
Oh, damn.
But you had to buy minutes, I think, back then.
Yeah.
I'm a little older than shit, dude. But you had to buy minutes, like 200 minutes a month for like whatever and shit. You know, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
So once you used them up, that was it and shit, dude. You know.
You didn't give everybody your number, huh?
Yeah, nah, dude. You sometimes I wouldn't even answer because I would be like, "Fuck," you know. That was not worth my minute right there.
But when they rolled out with the after 9 p.m. though.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey,
well, the
don't
chirps, no.
Yeah, don't call me till 9.
Till 9 is free, dude, all day. Nothing's cracking before 9, anyways, and shit, right? You know. But the chirps were the shit, no. Like the Boost Mobile and shit, the $1 a day and shit.
Now I remember people used to like stunt with when they like the chirp it was like a flex. It was like you know, what's up?
Yeah, that shit was like having an iPhone these days. Yeah.
Man.
Well, remember having an iPhone was the shit. Now it's like it don't really matter now. Like nothing matters in that. And remember like, oh, you got the brand new iPhone. Now it's like, oh, it's just another iPhone.
Like I'm gonna tell you the truth. The last phone that I was hyped for was I always wanted one, and I was too late in the game. Was that Sidekick?
I was gonna say the Sidekick. My girl is really into her Sidekick because of the texting, how it made it easy and shit, no? And it was a good business phone, that and the BlackBerry, that's for sure.
Well, I just wanted to be cool. I just wanted to like be at school in high school and be like,
yeah.
Like that was, I'm telling you.
It did slide up and shit too, huh?
And then by the time I got one with T-Mobile, it wasn't cool anymore.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was late.
Yeah, and that's when T-Mobile had it. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I remember the Sidekick, the Razor. Like it all had. That's what I mean. Like every phone had its little time and shit. No, like where it would be like, oh, that's a dope ass slim Razor and shit, or the Sidekick, or the BlackBerry and shit. You know,
the school I went to at the time when the Razor came out, only like the white girls had the Razor.
Oh, really? Yeah, so the little flip and shit. That shit was luxurious, dude. You know, it's a trip how like a lot of things have just lost the value of it. You know, like. Obviously, now you pay more for a phone, huh? Like shit, $1,000, $2,000 sometimes.
Man,
and shit, you know,
like it's like almost it's a car payment.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm like, fuck, you know, like I used to get a new phone every month, and so I was like, damn, they just getting us and shit now, you know, like at this point, you know. And you got to do the memory now if you're taking pictures and all that shit. Now they sell you terabytes of memory and shit, you know.
I mean, and on top of that, they want you to get a subscription with the cloud.
Yeah.
Like I remember before it was like $2. Now it's like you got to spend $5 to $10.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy, man. That's what it's all about though. Right now, it's data and shit. No, so everybody wants to save some form of data and shit. So like you got to pay for that shit, you know.
Yeah, they're trying to put everything on subscription these days.
Did you see how right now like we're running out of energy for data centers here in the world in general and shit? Because it takes a lot of energy, like, you know, and then a lot of water. No, you have to cool it down and shit like that, right? The servers that they're gonna start shooting it up to outer space and shit, and your data's gonna be in a satellite and shit. So like Tesla had just got approved for like 100 million, some crazy shit amount of satellites and shit in outer space. Right now, there's like, I don't know, like 10,000 satellites, like I would assume and shit.
So from 10,000 to 100
it's gonna be 100,000 in like 10 years and shit. And it's gonna be a lot of data centers in outer space getting powered by the solar power from the sun and shit, bro. So it's gonna be like infinite power and shit, you know? Damn. Is that crazy or what?
I think that's insane. I mean, I was just reading that like that Apple just kind of scrapped their whole VR glasses. Those, I remember the Vision Pros.
Yeah.
but like they're gonna keep the technology because they know that in the future they're gonna use it. So basically, I think they poured in $10 billion into the Vision Pro
Damn.
to be like, you know what, we'll just scrap that right now because in the future we're gonna use it again.
Yeah, it's not selling. It wasn't selling because I haven't seen anybody with it.
Well,
You know,
who has $3,500 for
that's
for
a
some
trip
glasses
for some glasses and shit.
when you can get some Meta Quest for like what $500?
Yeah, you ever seen that movie Ready Player One?
That's actually one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's trippy, right?
Yeah,
That's gonna be the
watch
world
that
in the
movie.
future. And shit,
I can
bro.
watch that movie like every 3 months.
Me too. Anytime I see it on, I just watch it
Yeah,
too. And shit. That in the
I-
Matrix, bro.
I feel like they
You know?
need a part 2.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure. But I feel like that's gonna be the world, dude. Like everybody's gonna be disconnected. Everybody's gonna be like in their own in a surreal reality and shit.
That's
bro,
already
you know?
happening.
Well, with TikTok and shit, right? And it's a form of it, no?
Yeah.
But I think there's gonna be like VR shit where you go in and you can live like a different life, bro. Like like I feel like people are gonna. That's what they're gonna gravitate.
if you
to.
remember, I don't know if you're like a Futurama fan, but
Mhm.
the first season they already kind of predicted that in Futurama.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
shit. I've seen Futurama, but I don't remember
And
the.
you know,
episode and
Futurama is
shit.
made by Matt Groening.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
made
the Simpsons
and
that
and he's
predicts
always
the whole world
predicting.
and shit. You
So
know?
on Futurama in the first season, one of the episodes, you basically you go into the internet, and,
Oh,
and
shit.
everything is the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So imagine, you know what I mean? Like you got your chat room, your game room, but you're walking in it. You're walking in the internet.
I know
and
that's
you're
a
meeting-
trip, right?
And you're meeting people around the
Like
world.
a Fortnite and shit, but you're
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
in the Fortnite and shit.
Yeah,
dude,
but
you
you're
know?
in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'll be
So-
fire. I'm telling you, that's
so
that's
think
gonna be
about
the
it.
future. And
That
shit.
was like 25 years ago when
Yeah.
that came out. They already
Yeah.
predicted it.
Yeah, they did. It's because a lot of these rich people have access to information us regular folks don't and shit until it comes out and shit. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for
I mean,
sure.
I believe so. They probably be like, "Hey, man, you want to invest in this, and in 20 years, it's
Yeah.
going to pop off."
Yeah, and they already
Yeah.
know, huh? Yeah, that's a trip, man. You know. Then we digress. I like having conversations like this, bro, where it's just like topics that
I
pop
know,
up. And
yeah,
shit,
I become
you
a
know?
nerd. I'm
Yeah,
like, let's go.
I am, dude. You know, and
Hey, this is something that we all need to talk about. Like you go on these other podcasts, and then like they're gonna be talking about the same thing, like where are you from or what is, or blah blah blah. But like
it's more like get your opinion on what you think.
yeah,
and shit, you know?
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some real issues real quick.
Yeah.
And get to actually know the person outside
for
of the
real.
music
You
as
know,
well,
that's true, dude. You know. So like, would you live inside a VR, dude? Like all day? Like if you could have work in the VR and you could like meet girls and rap and do shows and shit, bro. You know.
You know what? If it was for like to do like a virtual show in that way, I think that'd be fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think in that, but to live in it all day, no.
Cause you seen Travis Scott, like Fortnite had Travis Scott concerts, and
Yep.
and my kids, they don't even know who Travis Scott is, right? But they were like, oh, they're gonna have a live concert,
But they know
and they all
Fortnite.
wanted to be on the Fortnite. Yeah. So
they might not know him, but they know he has a skin on
yeah,
there.
and it's a trick because he was performing, and they had the gold head and all that shit. And I remember watching it, and my kids were just wilding out with their avatars, bro. Like shooting shit and hitting people, but like to
At
them
the concert though.
at the concert and shit.
But you can still listen to their music.
You can listen to music, it was playing and shit.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like,
And
damn,
imagine
that's
like
crazy.
to us
and
that's
shit.
crazy, but
Yeah.
your kids growing up to that in like 10, 15 years, that's normal.
That's gonna be a digital concert. Gonna be normal, no?
Just like the internet was to us, like it's just
Yeah.
the internet. But like I remember my dad tripping about the internet.
yeah, for real.
You
huh?
know what I mean? Like, oh,
Imagine-
you're spending too much time on
Before
AOL
Google
chat,
and shit, huh?
on AOL Messenger. Like,
That's for real, dude.
you know what I mean? You're over here on MySpace too long. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, that's my era, of MySpace. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
And-
MySpace
and, they-
era.
and they were
dude.
and they were tripping on it, but now you're like, oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Everybody got an Instagram.
Everybody got a social
you know,
media and shit. You know? Everybody talking to strangers now.
Yeah, like back
that
then,
was
like,
a big ass
oh,
deal.
why are you
and
putting
shit.
your whole life on there? People can see, or
Yeah.
why are you getting in a car with a stranger? But now we get in an Uber
Yeah, I know.
with some
right?
random guy
Everything changed
that we don't
and
even
shit, dude.
know if he actually met the real requirements to
Yeah,
be
I
a
know.
driver.
I've gotten picked up by Uber drivers, bro, that were not the Uber driver on the picture and shit. That's happened to me and shit.
have
I let
too.
it slide because to me it's like, hey, fool, this fool could be undocumented. He's just trying to make his
That
money
part,
and
yeah,
shit. You
yeah,
get me?
yeah.
Let him try something funny though and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I've seen that shit, or you get food delivered and it's not the right person. I just be like, well, as long as it's sealed or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're just trying to get paid too. Some of these folks.
Yeah,
And
you know,
shit,
because some of them actually work in pairs. Like you'll see like couples.
Yeah, I seen the kids too.
Yeah, and their kids working
Yeah.
together. So like, their dad might be in the car and they just have their son go and
And
drop
like
it
drop it
off.
off and
You
shit.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's how the kid might get some J's for school
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he helped out his pops. You
Nah,
never know.
I'm always pro that shit, bro. Like keeping the kids working and shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
cause I was one of those kids, dude. When I was growing up, I mostly grew up with my grandparents and shit. So my grandparents were obviously a little old school and shit. So like, if they saw me watching TV like on a Saturday morning, bro, right? They would be like, "Oh, nah, you gotta like, hey, I'm gonna paint the house and shit. Oh, we're gonna clean this out. Or we're gonna trim the trees and like." It was always like don't catch me sitting around doing shit because they're gonna put me to do something and shit, bro. You know. So I
That,
always grow up with
that's
that
dope.
work ethic, like, oh, you know what, like you're not gonna do nothing on Sunday, so can you paint the iron gate and shit? Because your grandma wants this new color and shit. But they would pay me, they would give me money
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. You know what I
But
mean?
that gave you skills.
Yeah, yeah. He taught my grandpa taught me how to do
So
all
now when
kinds of
there's
shit.
something that needs to be done at your house, you're like,
Yeah,
I
that's
got
why
I got this.
that's why I always say I know a little bit about everything, but not a lot about one thing and shit,
Oh,
bro. You get me?
that's
Yeah.
crazy. I always say I
Yeah.
know a lot about a little and a little about a lot.
There you go. You know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a trip. You just gotta pick up shit, man. You know, because you never know when it's gonna come out, when you're gonna need something and shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, dude. So I know you grew up in Norwalk and shit, right? You know,
Yeah.
all your life and shit, basically.
For the majority of my life in Norwalk, but we did move around.
Yeah, like around that
Yeah.
area there and shit, or
We moved Norwalk, but I also went to middle school in Illinois actually.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we went there because so what happened? The reason we moved to Illinois for a little bit, I went there for middle school is because my dad is a retired teacher in Norwalk. You know, he taught in Corvallis,
Mm-hmm.
Wade, and John Glenn High School. You know what I'm saying?
All right, like an
And
English teacher or
a language teacher.
language. All right, yeah, yeah.
He
Nice.
taught my dad. My dad is what's it called? He knows 12 languages.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he taught.
He's Mexican and shit.
No, my dad's white.
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah. I
so
was about to say, damn. All right.
So my dad's full white and my mom's fully Colombian.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And my
yeah.
dad went to Colombia to go get himself a Latina.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And then, what's it called? I didn't grow up on with my dad's side of the family. Like we weren't close.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we grew up in Norwalk in the Mexican neighborhood
Yeah.
in the trailer park, Imperial Village.
All right. Yeah,
Also
yeah.
on Imperial and Studebaker.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what's up.
So like I remember when being younger, and my dad didn't know. My dad had the accent.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So he learned Spanish so he can get himself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, a Latina.
Talk to the girls and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know?
But my
Yeah,
dad, he's a linguist,
Mm-hmm.
so he picked it up really fast. You know what I
Dope,
mean?
dope.
But I remember when I was really little, and when my mom and dad would like have little arguments.
Yeah.
My mom would make fun of him. You know, she's Colombian, so
Oh,
she's
right.
spicy and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, and a jokester.
And that Colombian Spanish is a little different
It's
too on the
way
slang and
different.
shit, right?
Yeah,
You know?
and we're like, Colombians are groseros.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like really strong, like
Yeah,
like a lot of bad words, but
Yeah.
like over there it's normal. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So my mom would make fun of my dad whenever they like bicker, and my mom would be like, "Oh, tú no saber," you know, because my dad would talk like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And by the time I was probably like 9, 10 years old, my dad lost that accent.
Oh, really?
Like when
He's like, I'm gonna work fucking hard on
my
this
dad,
shit.
my dad is
yeah?
white as hell, and then he'll go to like a Mexican market and like just talk like blah, 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 like like
Yeah.
oh yo quiero esto y lo otro, like, and they'll be like in the 90s I was like now it's a little bit more normalized,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember like Mexican people were like,
Yeah.
oh, tú hablas español muy bien, like oh
Yeah.
my god, you know?
You right here. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story, dude. My wife probably gonna hate this shit, but we were on vacation somewhere and shit, bro. And we were in this luau thing, right? There's all kinds of people from all over and shit, bro. And I'm sitting at this table, and they sit you with other families, like a luau, no? Like where you first come, first serve. They seat you up by tables or whatever, no? And I'm talking to my wife and shit, and I'm being raunchy, bro. You get me? I'm being like I'm faded, like when I go on vacation, I like to, like, I'll blaze up, I'll drink up, like I like to have fun and shit, bro.
Mhm.
When I come back home, it's like responsible me and shit, dude. You get me? And we're out there chilling and shit, and I'm talking to her like just like silly shit, sexy shit, all. And then my wife's like, "Hey, stop, man! They're gonna hear you." And I was like, "Man, ain't nobody right here. We're in the table and it's full of white people and shit, bro. And then I'm like, "Ain't nobody right here gonna know my Spanish." And I'm telling her in Spanish, bro, nadie va a saber nada. Like they can't even understand what I'm saying. I swear the lady next to her turns around and smiles, and then she's like, "Oh, I speak in Spanish." She was like, "I speak Spanish fluently." She looked white as hell, bro.
and she talked better Spanish than me and shit, dude. You know,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
turned out that she was a linguist and shit, bro, from
Yeah.
like a translator in different languages and shit, dude. You know,
There you
and I
go.
was like, damn, that taught me a little fucking lesson real quick. You
Yeah.
better watch out, you
You
know,
better
who
watch
around
out.
you and shit,
And
dude.
not
You
and
know.
not and not just that my dad studied it. My dad would
hmm
actually go study in different countries. Like my dad studied in Mexico and España. Like
So he would learn like the actual accents and shit then,
yeah,
or no, like,
like my dad's always been very cultural. Like when he was born, he was what's it called? My dad's from Wisconsin,
mm-hmm.
right? That's super white, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but my dad grew up in a farm. I have an older pops. My dad is what's it called? He's 81.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
Wow, that's yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like I got an
Hey,
older pops.
but white people be having kids when they're like in their 30s and 40s too, though,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit, right?
because you
Like
know
that.
because they want to
Yeah,
make sure when they're stable. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
no,
You know what I mean? Like they,
us Mexicans, dude, we
you know what I
be
mean?
19 and shit with 3
Latinos
kids
and
and
any
shit.
other raza be like, we ready to go at
I
13. You know what I
know,
mean?
huh? That's
No, but
trippy.
yeah. So you know, my dad grew up on a really hard, like a really rough upbringing, like in, you know, in the farm, like the typical farm life.
Sure, sure.
You know what I'm saying? And by the time my dad was 18, he wanted out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he did not want to take over. They wanted my grandparents wanted him to take over the farm. My dad said no. I want to be a teacher. He already knew
Mm-hmm.
what he wanted to do. Blah blah blah. So by the time he was 18, he was blessed to go to school, and he graduated and became a teacher right away, right after, like teaching the same, like, you know, communities that he grew
We
up
grew
in.
up in.
But and what's it called? Shout out to, like, I consider him like my uncle. You know, my Uncle Bill. He was like a second father to my dad, and he kind of showed him more of that fatherly love
Mm-hmm.
that my dad didn't really get at home because my grandpa was like a super hard ass. You know what I
He
mean?
was a farmer and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
farmer, and he was
mean?
an ex boxer.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and he's Irish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh shit.
Like my last name is super Irish, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So,
He was ready to pack somebody out and
yeah.
shit. You
So you
know?
see my name on Instagram because I'm verified.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why my name. If you see my last name,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
then
yeah.
it'll make sense to
Oh,
you. You know
all
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But my second father was the one that got my dad. He took him to out of the country, and they would
Mm-hmm.
travel everywhere. You know what I mean? He got him to go to different states, countries like in Europe and all type of stuff. And that's kind of like got my dad. You know, that's how my dad became cultural. Because if he would have stayed in that community, he might have probably would have had a different mindset. Because
Yeah.
I can only say that because of my dad's side of the family. They're all pretty, like, you know what I mean, like hard headed, and like they don't think past that community.
Oh yeah,
If
really?
that makes sense to
They're
you.
embedded in there and
So
shit, no?
so
Yeah.
it got to the point where they couldn't even embrace me because I was a color.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just an innocent
Yeah.
kid, you know what I mean? But
So you
I got to deal with that
yeah.
really young, and how they would judge me as a child when we would go to the, you know, white people be doing family reunions,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would go to that, and I would be like an outcast almost.
They
It's like,
would they treat you bad or just like
it wasn't that they didn't
or
treat me
like
bad. It was kind of like I think they just didn't understand it, and
but they
like
didn't like
they would
embrace you
try to
like,
be.
hey yo, what up, man? You know, no?
No, it was kind of. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be some. You know, there's
Mix.
gonna be some people that are gonna be like, "Oh, hi, hey,
Yeah,
Jorgito,"
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay," but at the same time, it's kind of like we only like you when you visit, and it's like we keep you right here. But my grandpa was very vocal. My grandpa did not rock with me, did not mess with me.
Mm-hmm.
My one of my, like, biggest memories of my grandpa was that I was trying to go for a goodbye hug, and he was like, "No."
Oh shit.
And he hugged
That
all,
shit scars you, huh?
he hugged all his grandchildren.
Except for you and
Yeah,
shit.
I
You were
still
the
bring
only
it up.
little Colombian boy right there and shit.
Yeah, obviously it messes me up because I bring it up. You
Yeah,
know
they'd
what
be
I'm
like,
saying?
I know what Pablo did and shit.
And
you know?
my dad doesn't, like, my dad would be like, yeah, he knows. Like, he's like, yeah, my dad was a hard ass. Like, he
Can't do
was
nothing
just,
about it, dude. Sometimes
you know,
and shit.
you know what I mean? That's how he grew up. You know, my dad,
Mhm.
you know, he put my dad to work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know, so
Yeah. That's crazy to have to kind of like experience. How did that make you feel, bro? Like overall and shit, dude, you know?
you know what? It taught me at an early age. Like, I was like, damn, like, like I kind of felt like I was like, damn, like, so the side I'm gonna embrace is my Latino side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
my Latino
And
people
my
don't be
dad,
acting like
my
this
dad's
and
always
shit,
been a
right? You know?
great father, a provider, all of that. He's, you know what I mean? Like the community, like the Mexican community embraced him, and he was always invited to the carne asada.
Oh,
You know
that's
what
dope
I mean?
and shit. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
My dad's dope. You know, he's the type of guy that you want to sit down and listen to his stories because
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? He's well educated, and he's been everywhere. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's you know what I mean? When
That's
you get
fine.
to
That's
that
fine.
age, it's like, okay, you want to sit down and get some game. You know?
Yeah, 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 for sure. And he's traveled a lot, bro. I mean, that's
and he's traveled a lot. So he made his family look good. Like it's like I look at it this way. Like he's the one that stopped that from that bloodline to be haters or whatever you want to call it.
Sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
To be
Sometimes
like
it's just like ignorance too, bro. Right?
ignorance.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I
Like,
told you I was like, it's
yeah.
just I think they just.
Yeah.
They're not used to it.
Sure.
They don't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's different from them, it's kind of like they're, you know.
Yeah, because I've been to restaurants, bro. Like when you go up north or like the small little counties and shit, and like you walk in, there's all whites. They all look at you all weird and shit, bro. You know,
Yeah,
like
and it can be all love. You could be really cool with them, but they don't know that.
Yeah, and
You
you
know?
like in Scottsdale, even nearby like that, bro.
Easy, yeah.
You can be like kind of like feel awkward in a certain place and shit, bro. You know. Luckily,
Yeah.
all my people working in the restaurants and shit, I always be like, "Yo, what's up, man?" You know,
Yeah.
like I always show love to the workers and to anybody, bro, because it's like I can only imagine what they got to put up with. I just showed up to eat, and I'm getting looks and stares. You got to work here and shit.
And you got to work
you
here
know? And be polite and
deal
take
with that every
shit,
day
you
with
know
the
what I mean?
fake smile. Yeah,
for real.
But
Nah, yeah, that's a trip, dude. Because I've had family members that don't like me because of my pops, you know, and like nothing that I ever did.
and it had nothing to do.
Yeah,
with
and it's
you.
just like, well, I kind of was just like, well, fuck it then, you know, like.
And I always been like even when I was a kid, I always just wanted love. Like I've always been that kind. Like I've always been the type to show everybody love.
Yeah.
I wanted love. So like be also what it taught me and kind of built my character. Like I always try to show everybody, no matter like their race or like if they got a disability. I've always or whatever age group they are. Like even my girl would tell me like you're really good with kids. You're really good with elderly people
Yeah.
or people with disabilities. You know what I mean?
So
Because I genuinely show love. Like I love to show people love because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
You don't gotta ask them, you know. But that little 5 minutes of time that you gave them, that could have been everything for them.
Sure,
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? And I've had that happen when people would tell me like, "Hey, bro, like I saw you at a show. Thank you for talking to me for like 10 minutes. That meant a lot to me."
Oh, that's fire and shit.
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that gets to me and keeps me fueling like with the
Yeah.
music and just to be the person that I am. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah. And that's a trip to me because, like, obviously you felt, I don't want to say neglected, dude. That's a strong word and shit, no, but you've seen kind of like bad behavior towards you and shit at a young age.
Mhm.
So I would assume you wouldn't want people to feel the same way, kind of like how you felt, no? Like,
facts.
you know, I mean, that's just fucked up. No, like when something happens to you and you know that it's bad and it's like, fuck, like that'll be evil if you fucking transgress that to somebody else and shit, no? Like,
Yeah.
that's just like, fuck, you know? Like, it's crazy.
And
you
the
know?
one thing I always keep in mind, always there's somebody out there that has it worse than you, and would trade their shit for your shit.
For sure, bro.
You
For
know what I
sure.
mean? Like I could be complaining and saying all this, I like all these bad experiences I had, but I have my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that.
Nah, my
luxury-
dad was locked up
that
most of my
luxury,
life and shit,
what
bro.
I
You
mean?
know,
I might not have like my the distant family on my dad's side,
Yeah.
but on my mom's side, like let me focus on the positive. On my
Yeah,
mom's
yeah.
side, it's Colombia. They love me. They don't see me for years. They just see me on social media. They're in Colombia and they love me. Oh, primo, te amo. Que
And
que,
they're,
gracias, que me gusta todo lo que estás haciendo.
Oh, that's
Sigue
fire and
dando.
shit.
Blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah. Like we here to support you. Like they genuinely like you know.
and
what
they
I
make
mean?
a feast and shit, bro, because like you pulling up type shit. No,
Yeah,
like
when I went a year ago, man, like it was just so much love. Like my aunt just wanted to like show me so much love with food.
yeah, that's how my
and,
peeps are
you
too
know what I
and shit,
mean?
dude.
Like,
You know,
and, and like they don't even look at the belly. They're just like, ¿Tienes hambre?
I know,
They're like,
yeah.
¿No has comido? And I'm like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You come over here and it's like, oh, you gotta be on a dieta. Like,
Yeah,
you're getting too big. You know what I mean?
Different.
But over
Yeah.
there, like that doesn't even exist.
For real. Yeah.
I lost 12. Came back. I ate like crazy over there.
I bet.
And I came back and I was 12 pounds lighter. I was like,
Yeah, I've never been to Colombia, dude. Like that shit fire and shit.
man, it's beautiful. And right now is the time because, you know, obviously we've had a lot of bad rep
Yeah,
for like the last 20, 30 years.
yeah, for real.
Right now is the best time to go because it's cheap and they're trying to they're making it to where they're protecting the tourists because they want that
They
scene
need
to
the tax money.
come
and
back
shit.
really strong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like right now is the time to go while it's still cheap and everything like they got everything to offer. It's a very beautiful country. For me at least I can say Cali because my family's from Cali.
Oh,
Colombia.
okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people know more of like Bogota or Medellin
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of
Yeah,
Pablo
that's
Escobar
sure.
and stuff like that. But like if you want like more of like island vibes, then you go to Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
Cartagena's beautiful too, you know.
That's like the vacation spot and shit.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, like even okay, like after your plane ticket and everything, if you want to like ball out and actually have like really have a good time, eat good, you know, all you gotta have is $1,000, bro.
Oh, really?
If you have $1,000, you live luxury for like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's fire and shit.
Like I'm talking about luxury, not just you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
even if you go to like a hole in the wall little restaurant, it's like probably like, and then you get a full course meal over there,
sure.
like $2-3.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's how
get
El
your
Salvador
entree
was
shit.
and shit. No,
Yeah.
like the dollar like thrives out there. Like I remember
Mhm.
seeing like the Coca-Cola bottles for 22 cents and shit, dude. Like some
Mhm.
crazy ass shit like that, you know. And the pupusas were like under $1, bro. And I'm just like, damn, like that's crazy. It was a house restaurant too and
And it
shit,
was
you
a
know.
house restaurant. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, damn, the dollar goes a long way. Like, cause the economies are fucked basically and shit,
Yeah,
no?
and the
Yeah.
way like the streets and stuff is set up over there, like literally every block has everything. Like you could little walk, just a little walk, and you got your carniceria, your bakery. You go right here, the pharmacy. So you people don't really have to go
Oh,
too
all
far, and
right.
everything's cheap. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not like here you got to get in the car and drive maybe 2-5 miles.
yeah,
There
yeah.
you just walk. Everybody walks everywhere.
Oh,
You
that's
know?
fire and shit.
And even if you need a taxi, like I literally it would cost me $1 or 2 per ride,
Oh, sure.
and that's with like a tip.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I would still give
Damn.
them more. You know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want to see that if you give them a $5 like US dollar, they're like, oh, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. They're like, that's a good day for them and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's fire, man. And it's humid out there, or like, what's it like and
Yeah, I
shit?
mean, it's on the equator, bro. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
always hot. It's hot year round. It's
Yeah,
like summer here, all year over there.
yeah, yeah.
It
That's
does it
trippy
doesn't
and
stop
shit.
because it's on the equator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, I would like to go. I always, obviously, I never even thought about it just because I always thought it was unsafe and shit.
No, bro. It's
You
just
know?
like it might look like it in most parts because of the way they have the way they build their roads and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's in motorcycles,
Yeah, yeah.
so the roads are really small. If you have a car, they're really tiny. You know,
Mm-hmm.
over there, like if you have literally like a Camry, that's like a big car. Like that's like luxury over there.
Oh, all
'Cause
right.
everything over there is
Sure.
like even if you have a Corolla, I'm talking about like like the Nissan
Yeah,
Versas.
yeah, yeah.
That's probably like
That's balling out there and
that's
shit.
balling. You know
Oh,
what I
shit.
mean? Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like if you like I forget the name of it, but they have like their own brand car over there that
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
really have over here. Like over there, even like they have like 5 different models. I'm like it's like like the smart car size.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like a Versa.
Oh,
Like that's
okay.
their lineup.
Yeah, that's their lineup. Like
Yeah.
from like economy to sedan and
Yeah,
shit,
and
you
if you
know?
see somebody over there with a 150 brand new, you know, or even if it's not even brand new, you know they're into something
Yeah, yeah.
because that's not normal. Like that looks like the big boy in town because all these little small cars, and you see a 150, you're like, oh snap.
Yeah. Oh man, I have to check it out. I remember eating from a lunch truck that was Colombian, and they had like these bread things that were stuffed.
Arepas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, those were fire and shit. They throw some cream or some sauce on that shit,
Yup.
you know?
It's fire. That's like more new waves. That's probably like in the last 15-20 years.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because that wasn't normal before, but like like the arepas is like the biggest thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fried. It's like almost like a cornbread or something and
Yeah,
shit, dude, you know?
it's like a
But
cheese bread. It's
yeah,
really
yeah,
bomb. Yeah,
it's
that's
fire.
normal breakfast.
Oh, it's a breakfast and
Yeah,
shit?
I know how to make them.
Oh,
They're
really?
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fire. I remember I went to this event. They had a Colombian lunch truck and shit. And they were like selling them. And I was like, fuck. I tried it like one or two, and I went back for seconds and shit. I was like, fuck, you know, like these shit are
Yeah.
fire and shit.
If you ever go to a Colombian restaurant, or even maybe you want to go, man, I got you. We'll go to one in K Town
Oh, they have
or
them in
whatever.
K-Town?
Yeah, on me. You know
Oh,
what I'm
that'd
saying?
be fire and shit.
What's it called? You gotta have a bandeja paisa. So that's kind of like a Colombian sample platter. Has a
Uh-huh.
little bit of everything. You got pedazo de carne, a little chuleta. You got an egg. You got your rice. You got your plátano. And you got a little arepa.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Colombian sausage.
Like, what's the best Colombian restaurant, dude, that you know
Ooh, I
about
would
here
say
in LA?
Sabor Colombiano in K Town. Second would be Escala in K Town. That
Mm-hmm.
one's a little bit more bougie, but the prices are really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a fusion. It's Korean and Colombian fusion.
Oh, all right.
So
yeah.
it's a Korean guy from a Korean guy from New York that grew up in Colombia
Oh, shit.
and now has a restaurant in LA.
So they have Chinese people in Colombia too, and shit?
A lot. It's a
Yeah,
big
they are.
big Korean and Chinese community over
Yeah,
there.
you know how I used to think the Mexicans are everywhere, right? But I really found out that the Chinese are the ones that are
the
really
China-
fucking
there's
everywhere.
there's
in
a
the world and
Chinatown
shit.
almost in every country.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Because they're in Guatemala too. That's where my people are from. And
Oh
in
no, yeah,
Mexico and
I've seen
shit.
that on YouTube. There's
Yeah.
a big old
And they're
uh,
business owners.
yep.
Like they're all
over
you
there
know?
too.
Yeah.
That's what they say. There's literally a Chinatown almost in every country.
That's crazy.
And there's
huh?
one in Colombia. There's a big one in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they all have their own style. Like there's Colombian Chinese food.
That's a trip. And
You know what I'm saying? Just
shit.
like there's Mexican Chinese food.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's New York. Like people in New York would say their Chinese food is better.
Yeah.
So like when you really go into it, because I'm a foodie,
Yeah.
when you really go into the deep into the foodie world on YouTube, you start to find out.
Like,
Yeah, like the Chinese have their own style. Like they kind of put their culture into everywhere.
yeah. Oh, that's a trip, dude. I'm gonna have to try this out, dude. You know, like the restaurants you mentioned and shit for sure, dude. You know, and then like getting back to your story and shit, bro. Like, so like growing up as a kid, like what got you into music in the beginning and shit?
Man, I mean, there's always been music at the house, but like what really got me into probably around like sixth grade when I moved to Illinois.
Uh-huh.
So when I moved there, I was the new kid, right? I'm the kid that came from LA, and I'm coming over here in this mixed community. It was called Moments, Illinois, and over there, you had kids that came from like the hood, and the hoods over there are different than here. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
they're coming from like real like swampy like tore down communities
Yeah.
that used to be like that used to be plantation towns.
That's crazy.
Like
shit.
so, like where I went in Moments, there was a little town probably like 15 miles called Hopkins, and that was like it used to be a plantation town. So like that's where they had like the black community there, and then in town the people that lived, cause like those old school towns where like the stores like upstairs there's apartments.
Yeah.
Like those kind of downtowns.
Mm-hmm.
All the Mexicans lived in those, and there were the workers in the factories there.
Oh, sure.
And then on the outskirts is where all the white, the white people
Yeah,
live
yeah.
there, like
Like in the
middle,
suburbs
the
and
middle
shit.
class. Well, wait, it's like the middle class, kind of like
Alright.
in that community type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like the like firefighter, the supervisors, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then, but it was a mixed community, and when I went there, I was a new kid in class, and then the group that embraced me like when I was there was kind of like the hip hop black table. You know what I mean? But then you had some Mexican kids there too. You know?
Yeah.
And then they used to
It's
like
junior high.
yeah, this is junior
Yeah.
high in the sixth grade. I'm like, damn, they're cool. You know?
Yeah.
But I get there, and then this is when I learned about roasting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever said this. Like I don't think I ever talked about this in the podcast. But they used to just talking shit to each other and see who would win. You know, roasting. If you remember what roasting was.
Yeah.
And then you would have one kid with the pens just making beats on the table at lunch. You know what I mean? That was a cool table. Everybody wanted to sit there and like and stuff like this. So
At lunchtime
you
and
couldn't
shit,
just sit there. And I remember they were like, I didn't know where to sit or whatever, so I kind of sat like right by them, but not on the table.
Yeah.
And they were just like just talking shit to each other back and forth. And I remember one of them said something to me while I was on the other table, and then I just said something slick back. And everybody's like, oh, you know what I mean? I didn't know what this was, but I got a Colombia mom.
Instant popularity.
That's been
and shit.
cracking jokes on me my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That was what I was gonna say. Growing up in a Hispanic family, bro, like you grow up being roasted and shit, no?
Yeah,
Like,
all
right?
the time. Like my mom's been calling me fat my whole life. Like that's why I don't like people are like, oh, pobre. Like no, like my mom.
Your nickname becomes your insecurity becomes your nickname in a Hispanic family.
Like
and shit,
oh, no comes tragas. Like you know what I mean? Like that's the type of stuff my mom would say. But like when you get older, like that toughens you up.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
Nothing phase you no more, bro.
No.
My own mama picks on me and shit. Dude.
Yeah. So when I was in the when they I remember that like vividly. Like everybody's like oh boom. So then they kind of like invited me, embraced, and I was in sixth grade, and in that junior high, they kind of went up to like ninth grade type stuff. So you kind of had like really you felt like you were with the older kids. And you imagine like 11 to like 14. That's a big growth.
Yeah, definitely.
You're looking at the 14-year-old like he a grown man.
Yeah,
like okay,
that's the big homie.
That's
and shit,
yeah. So you go over there, and then they're making beats. Like people be freestyling, doing this or whatever. And then that's when like I mean obviously I was already kind of listening to rap like that, but not like on a deep level. Like because at home whatever my parents would play or whatever like but that's when I like started to dive deep into it. Like,
all right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and that's when I got into like Nas, Tupac, Eminem.
The real lyrical dudes and shit. Huh?
Yeah. So like, but I got obsessed with Nas. That's when Nas had dropped Godson, and then I kind of. You know what I mean? Like, it resonated with me because if you remember that album had the song "I Can," like I know I can.
Yeah.
Man, when you're 12 years old, that's the
it
most
was inspiring.
That's the most inspirational song ever.
No,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, you know, and that kind of like that got me hooked. and then I started becoming a hip hop head. I was studying. Like I remember I was probably one of the only kids that actually had like fast internet at the home, like
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
we want to call fast internet at
Yeah,
the
you
time.
had a white pops, bro. You had all the good
Yeah,
stuff
my
and
dad
shit.
made
You know, you
sure.
had a
You know what I'm
computer
saying?
and shit. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
My dad got me a I remember an e machine. Remember the e machines?
Nah.
No, those were the budget desktops.
Oh, really? I don't
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
and I remember he put that on credit.
Uh huh.
You know, he got
Yeah,
he,
yeah. You
he
got
got
good
good
credit and
credit.
shit. You know?
So he
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
on credit,
Yeah.
and it was like I think at the time like $500-$600. That's you
Mm-hmm.
know that was a lot. Like that
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
for sure.
2001. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I remember we had internet. So then like I was downloading. I figured out how to download, and I was just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's when I went deep into the hip hop. That's when I like my style started to change. I got more hip hop into it,
Yeah.
and I just like lived and breathed hip hop since then. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's fire, dude.
So
Yeah, that's a
like,
trip. But what were you bumping like at home? Like that, you know, your mom's Colombian, so what was she bumping in like at home? And your pops,
like
you know,
my mom like salsa, cumbias,
she like dancing and,
and
shit and all that. Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
and by
Right.
a lot of
They're
like,
very. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have an impression of Colombian people like are very lively and shit.
well
You get
super
me right? Like,
every day is a party.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
And that's based on the movies that I've seen, bro.
no,
Right?
it's
You know.
and especially Cali. Like
Mhm.
Cali is known to be one of the happiest, voted like one of the happiest countries in the world for what they have.
Oh, sure.
And it's
Yeah.
like that when you go there, everybody's like, hey, like
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
ready to dance, like grandma, like everybody. This is a big dancing, happy culture, food culture, and like you could go to you can go to the most hood, most poorest part, and everybody comes together with food and everybody dances, and it's the difference. What I'm gonna like growing up in L.A. around Mexicans in L.A. and going to Colombia and all that. The difference I would say is like over there in Colombia, everybody can go and embrace everybody and dance and talk with everybody, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different. Like you know, no offense, but like Mexicans are known to be like machismo.
Sure. Sure.
Like they party, obviously. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
we go to the carne asada every day, but like you're not gonna see somebody's girl dancing with like somebody else, like dude, like that's just not gonna happen.
Sure.
Bro.
Sure.
And if it is, it's like you know,
Yeah,
something's
it's
gonna happen.
problematic and shit. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And
Even sister, cousin, mama,
yeah,
anybody and shit. Dude.
yeah. I'm not saying that wouldn't go down
Yeah.
in Colombia, but like over there, like everybody's gonna tell you like chill,
bro. They just
like
dancing and
just,
shit.
they're just dancing, and over
Yeah.
there they don't really look at that kind of like.
Sure.
To be honest, just being straight up. You can
Yeah.
talk to another Colombian to tell you the same. Like estamos bailando, like
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean. It's not like they're perreando.
It's like, yeah,
reggaeton.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's more like you know you're just
Sure, sure.
like this. You're not even doing all this. Everybody's just like
Yeah.
but everybody's dancing in a group like.
I get it and shit.
And it's like it doesn't matter what age you are, from the little kid to like my grandma. You know, like recently she just had a birthday in February, and my mom was sending me or my dad and my mom were out there. My grandma's birthday. My mom was sending me videos, and they had like a theme like party for my grandma. And my grandma still gets up and
Oh, yeah.
dances and everything.
They must
Everybody's
live
just like-
longer out there and shit too, bro. You know,
yeah,
right?
my grandma doesn't need for nothing, so she living good. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's fire, dude. That's
yeah,
a trip.
but from what you're saying, like yeah, it's happier. Everybody's more. Like,
So your mom
it
was
just seems like that.
bumping like amped up music, salsa, school music.
Always like whether she be cleaning, cooking, like there was
Mhm.
always music. Like my mom couldn't do anything without having like we had that big old speaker system with the 300 CD changer.
Yeah.
Like
the two large speakers on the side and the
Yeah,
equalizer.
you know what I'm
and
talking about with the
everything and
glass?
shit.
You open the glass,
Yeah, you open the glass and shit.
you know,
yeah.
the magnet glass or whatever.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
kept that clean. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
that was like almost every household. Like if you had money,
You had to
you
have
had that and shit, huh? That and
Mhm.
encyclopedias and shit, no?
Yeah, or the big screen TV. We didn't have the big screen TV because
With the wooden frames and shit.
that was
dude?
too expensive.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But music got priority
Yeah.
before we got the big screen. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
trippy. Yeah.
But we would for like big fighting events. My dad would go and remember rent these
Yeah.
big old TVs
Yeah.
just to watch the fight at the
Rent a
house.
center and shit. you
Yeah, I
shit
don't know
like
why
that.
people did that. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna rent this big old thing and then like they have to return it. It like fathoms me now. Like we really did that. Like
Yeah. No, that's
know
a
what I
trip,
mean?
dude. And your pops, what was he bumping, bro? Because you know, like when you growing up, you were inspired by hip hop by what you seen those kids, but you develop from what you hear and shit. I feel,
Yup,
you know, right?
yup.
Like, you know, like I still remember songs my mom was bumping and my pops and shit, you
Mhm.
know. So like your pops, what was he bumping out there and shit?
So remember, my dad was born 1945.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad, as a teenager, is the 50s. You know what I'm saying? So,
Like some Johnny
that
Cash and shit. You
I would say more like my dad like more of like the poppy stuff. So like Everly Brothers, the guys that made Dream.
Oh,
That's my
okay.
dad's favorite song.
All right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my dad always told me he's like because my dad's obsessed with his death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
no bad juju. But
No
my dad
juju,
smiled. My
dude.
dad always makes sure he tells me like when at my funeral when I die, I want you to play that song.
All right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Everly Brothers Dream. That's my
Yeah.
dad's favorite. But my dad likes, I grew up listening to a lot of Everly Brothers, Roy Orbison, Elvis. To the point when I was a little kid, I wanted to be like Elvis. And
Oh, really?
yeah, so like whenever we go
I
to
think we
like
all wanted to be a little bit like Elvis and shit, dude,
yeah,
you
so,
know?
so imagine like 5, 6 year old me. We go, I'm getting my haircut, and they're like, "What do you want?" I want a haircut like Elvis.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? Like that's one of my little kid haircuts was me trying to be like Elvis. You
Oh,
know
that's
what I mean?
what's up. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we a lot of 50s, 60s music.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Because, usually a lot of like Hispanics on those songs, you don't really get exposed to it at a young age, bro. Because
mhm.
your family doesn't have that, right? Like, so I didn't listen to Elvis until later in life and shit, dude,
Mhm.
or like anything like that. No, like I didn't listen to. I remember rock music until shit like late '90s and shit, dude.
Oh,
Like when my
really?
brother was listening to it, because he was in high school. Because otherwise
Mhm.
we were listening to Los Temerarios and shit. Like Spanish banda and oldies and shit, dude. Basically,
A lot of oldies,
a
huh?
lot of oldies and shit, dude. But yeah,
Yeah.
so you had exposure to like some of the greats of the beginning age and shit, no?
Yeah, a lot of 50s, 60s, and then obviously when my mom and dad, man, they listen to a lot of 80s music. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like one of my mom and dad's song, that their song is called I think Boys Boys.
I don't think I heard.
It's some girl, I forgot what her name is, but it's some 80s dance track.
All right,
And that
yeah.
was look so when my dad went out with my mom, like when they met in person, because they were pen pals.
Uh-huh.
Like they were like before the internet dating.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad submitted a tape, and my mom was on a magazine, Beautiful Women of Colombia.
Uh-huh.
That's how they met.
Oh,
My
okay,
dad
yeah,
my dad chose 3 girls he was gonna meet,
yeah. Uh-huh.
and one stood him up, and then the Mexican girl that he hit up, he didn't like her. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Like they met, and it was
Yeah.
like they didn't hit it off. And then my mom, it was a love at first sight type.
Oh, that's trippy. Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
they lived that like corny love story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And they were pen pals writing love
For
letters
like
to each other. and
for
shit.
2 years, I think,
Oh,
I
wow.
believe a year or two,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were back and forth phone calls and letters. Like I remember seeing one of the letter. My mom still had a letter, and my dad literally like got a cop. He went somewhere and got it, copied his face on it, and wrote on it. And it has like a black and white picture of my dad, and he wrote over
It
like a
was a
love letter.
romantic and shit, dude. Yeah,
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 you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. So like
Yeah.
that's why like when they say like if he wanted to he would, you know.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dad he went extra, like he went all extra out
Oh,
for my
that's fire
mom.
and shit, dude.
And
Yeah,
then he went over there, saw my mom, and he was like, you know what I mean? He wanted to marry my mom right away, you
yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And then their first date was a carnival, and then they went out. They used to go dancing a lot, and that was one of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I want to remember what the song was. It was like some jazz tracks, like
Boys and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it was some girl that used to sing that was it was like an American track that crossed over in Colombia and it was big there and not here.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
There's
no,
like
I've
tracks
seen
like
things
that.
like that happen. Like somebody, like another band sings it though, or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
So it
Yeah.
was like a big English song that was really big in
Yeah.
Colombia. My dad always like whenever he wants to reminisce on old days,
Yeah.
like be all lovey dovey, he'll be like, he'll tell my mom like this is our song. He'll play it on YouTube,
Yeah, yeah.
like stuff like
That's
that.
the beautiful thing right now. How you can access anything now, like quickly too and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And my
fire.
and my dad is definitely addicted to YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
got
can
him
get a lot
addicted
of
to
things
it.
in there,
He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
even watch regular TV. He don't care about none of the streaming apps.
Yeah.
He just whatever he wants to put on, he just types it up on YouTube, and
And that's what he watches.
that's his form of entertainment.
Oh,
Is
that's a
YouTube
trip.
now.
Yeah, yeah. That is a trip. Also, like, what were they weren't tripping out when you came with Nas and shit, bro, and all that,
No, my mom has always been like very supportive, very cool. Like she's like, oh, that's what I mean. Like that's just your music. I think in the beginning my dad was a little concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just like one of my earliest memories is my dad tripping over like the most non-gangster song, but he was tripping on it just because of the music video.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
was 50 Cent 21 Questions.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
was like watching remember the music video when
Yeah.
the cops come and all that. And my dad was like, "Why are you listening to this stuff? It's all bad." Like blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, "This is a love song."
Yeah,
And, you know, I'm
yeah.
over here tripping. Like,
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of all
yeah.
the songs I listen to,
Yeah, this is
this
the
is one
one
you're
and
gonna
shit.
trip about.
Oh, that's
But he never really was like, oh, you can or this. I think in the beginning he was a little concerned, but you know what I mean. Like he was more like, oh, okay, you know, that's what he gonna listen to. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
likes. Because me and my dad have had conversations. Like the music he listened to, my grandma thought that was the devil. Like she like listening to Elvis. Like remember they used to call him Elvis the pelvis.
Yeah.
Because the way he used to
He used to
move
move it and
was
shit.
too sexual.
Yeah, they used to record him like when he was at shows above the waist.
Yeah, because it was too sexual.
Yeah, from that time.
Yeah, for that time.
Yeah. And on some music, I think I don't know if this was in the movie or documentary or something. They told him not to dance like that, and he still did it. You know, and then like basically that. I mean, that shit made him like famous. Not that moment,
like, who
but
doesn't know like his like you know?
yeah, his I mean, look at all the Elvis impersonators, bro. That's a trip. Know that
it's like
he
telling
created
Michael
an economy
Jackson
and shit. You
it's
know,
like telling Michael Jackson not to grab his crotch.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he gonna do it. Like he's iconic for that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah.
No, that's a trip, dude. You know, and then so now you're like at school, you're battling, right? Not battling, but you're like involved in these things, right? You're listening to hip hop and shit. When do you start writing your own music and shit, dude?
I was already like writing poetry and all that type of stuff, but I got more into like becoming like at that time a beat maker.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up. I said this in an interview before, but I literally
you took your homie shit.
Yeah,
I just saw that on the Hater World on the Peanut interview.
I took it was a cork and I still have it.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, obviously that
your
was
friend
so
never
long
tripped
ago.
or anything, dude.
He just asked me if I had it, and I told him no.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But like I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where he's at. I haven't seen that guy since middle school.
Man, you have to send him a check one day.
I'll say his name. His name at the time, his rapper name was Apollo. So I don't know. There's an Apollo now.
Here in LA or
no, over there in Illinois.
In Illinois. Oh shit, dude.
You know what I mean?
He's
like,
gonna reach out, dude, when he sees you on the Hater World. He's gonna be like, "Oh, that was my shit that went missing and shit." You know?
Yeah. Like I remember I went to he was like the white kid that like he had like everybody he would try to battle people at lunch and stuff like that. And then I remember one time he invited me over to his house. Like he's like, "Oh, we gonna make music," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I was just
like he was recording already.
Yeah,
himself?
like I didn't know what was going on. And over there, people had basements, right?
Yeah.
So he had a basement. And he had this little like beat maker cork synthesizer, which was really for like EDM, right? Yeah. But like I was just like, I remember I was like, I want to do this, but I want this. And I was like, I just remember like, fuck it, and I just stole it. But that wasn't even my nature. Like I've never been
like Pop's already got the computer on credit, so I'm gonna have to flick it.
Like I was like,
I have to get creative with this shit, you know?
Yeah, like I was just like, fuck, like you know, I was like,
then you never had any repercussion for that and shit. It basically. And then you had it at your house, and you would use it and shit, or like
I would start I made like little like beats on it, and it was like it was kind of like
damn. See, I would have seen the coincidence that I would have been like, my shit came up missing, and here comes Young Qurfew with his new beats and shit, you know? Right?
You know me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to like.
He didn't want the smoke, dude.
Like I'm gonna be honest. He was like the white kid that the black community didn't really embrace.
Oh, all right.
He was just there. He was just the white. Like they used to crack jokes at him.
Yeah.
He would like try to battle everybody, and he wasn't. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't cool.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? And I was in the cool table. I was already a part of the group.
Yeah.
I was already like, if anything went down, like they were gonna have my back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not only did I have the black crowd out, I also had the Mexican crowd because the cool Mexican, like the ones that like hip hop, would sit in that table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you had like it was like the paisas that come from like straight up from Mexico. Like they're not really into like the hip hop scene. They're not really talking English. They're kind of like in their own table. Sure. But like that's kind of like our table. Our table was that. We were the hip hop like cool kids.
Yeah, I get it. Man, that's a trip, dude. You know. Mm-hmm. Hey, shout out to everybody on the chat, man. You know, appreciate y'all staying tapped in and shit, man. You know. Make sure if you're new, hit that subscribe and make sure you hit that like and shit. You know. That's a trip, dude. So now you're making your beats. And you're flowing, you're like battling and shit, basically, no?
Yeah, basically, I'm already getting known for like I'm making beats. I'll battle some people, but I wasn't really I wasn't like the main guy in that scene. I would just be there.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? I'll help out. I'll make beats. I was just a part of that circle.
Sure, sure.
Making beats with I started to get really good at making beats with pencils,
All
and
right,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know,
You were
and
like,
then
you soaked it in. You learned it,
yeah,
shit.
try to
No?
beatbox or like
Yeah.
like do little
Make myself
little
valuable
things.
up in this bitch. And
Thought I
shit.
was cool, and I make like little sound effects. Try to do like some Kanye type beats,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you know,
Yeah,
like some
that's
chipmunk voice.
that's fine.
Whatever I could, I just like to be around it.
Yeah.
I wasn't the guy trying to impress people like battling. Like
Sure,
I
sure.
just was that I was like at that time I was just like, okay, I was more focused on like I'm gonna make beats.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
but I was writing poetry, but I was more of that.
Mhm.
And I got known for that. People would come to my house, and we had a basement as well. So people would come, and we would they would freestyle over my little corgi synthesizer
All
beats,
right, yeah, yeah.
and like and break dance, and I had like a little break dancing crew that would come, and they would just break dance. I would just
Yeah,
make the
that's a
little
trip,
beats, and
huh?
I would just be a part of all that. And then we were on the internet on like blogging stuff. I was doing stuff before it was even a thing. Like
Yeah.
I remember like we taking video of us doing this stuff, and then going on there and turning on our camera on like AOL chat
Yeah.
and doing things that they're so normal now.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Like
a trip,
I don't know how I was already like, that's why I told my girl once, I was like, I was already making content before, like that's why
Before
it's
content was a content and shit.
yeah,
you
that's
know?
why it comes so easy to me. Like some people are like, oh man, like I feel overwhelmed. Like I haven't posted in like 2 weeks. Like I can make one post a day. Like it's just normal. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like clockwork. Like I can get up and make content. Like it's just not.
I feel that. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't overwork my brain. It's just
Sure,
something I
sure.
do.
It comes natural. It's not like
Yeah, it's
a
just-
job and shit. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
boom. You
yeah,
get
yeah.
me? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's dope, dude. You know, and that's trippy. Like, imagine if you had all that recording and shit, and you were uploading it and all that. That would have been dope too. No, like on
Yeah,
YouTube or
imagine
some
when you
shit.
can just go back and see all that. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Because you see it on YouTube, like one of the first videos ever uploaded, I guess the people that were like originally creating it, they did it was the Brooklyn Zoo. I think there were, I don't know if it's the gorillas or something. And the guy, that I guess created the foundation of YouTube or whatnot, he uploaded the first video and it's him at the zoo like talking about the gorillas or some shit like
Oh,
that.
really?
And that's like the first ever
Oh,
YouTube
damn.
video and shit, bro, You should check it out and shit. So
that's cool.
imagine whoever thought it was gonna explode to this fucking
I mean,
crazy ass shit.
Think
Dude,
about
right?
it.
You get me?
Remember like other streaming sites or platforms are so like just one area, right?
Yeah,
But YouTube is worldwide. Like
Yeah.
think about it. YouTube's on every phone, whether it be Apple or Android.
yeah,
Like it's on everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not.
And you can go
limited.
like through the website too. So like,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
have to be on the app. Like
Doesn't
you
have to
could,
be,
yeah.
So it's definitely took over the world. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you think how there was like Facebook, right? I mean, Facebook's still around, right? But like MySpace, right? I guess MySpace got sold off and shit. And I know that the owner from MySpace was trying to rebuy it because he's trying to do something with it or something, right? But there was other ones like CPixel. I don't know if you ever heard of that one. Different ones, right?
Yeah, I was early on to the ones even before MySpace.
Oh, you see, yeah.
I was
yeah.
on Friendster.
Yeah, I
I
never
was-
heard of that one.
I was on My Yearbook.
Uh huh.
Um,
And these are
Other
social media
ones.
platforms, basically
These-
building up to what
building
we
up
have
to
now,
that.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like Friendster
Yeah.
was probably the only competition to MySpace in the beginning.
Oh, all right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
MySpace took over.
Yeah, some millionaires come in, they fund
Yeah.
it, they take over, and it explodes. But the thing to me is, what do you think's in the future, bro? Like, you think YouTube's here to stay forever, or Instagram or TikTok, right? Like, cause TikTok, remember, they just came up,
Yeah,
right? And I don't want to say just, but they came after.
Well, they're
and-
not. I don't even think they're 10 years old.
Yeah,
yet.
right. You
I
get me?
think Maybe they might be. 10
And then they
now.
try to shut it down, all kinds of different.
Remember?
shit,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
You
people
get me?
went nuts.
Yeah, yeah. So there's something else, right? Like, what do you think? You think these are here to stay, or there's gonna be something that just comes out and I'll play this? shit?
There's always going to be something new, but obviously, like I think because of how so many people consume now, that we're able to have so many different options,
Sure.
right? But if you ask me about YouTube, the longevity of it is only YouTube can mess that up for themselves.
Right? Because
Right.
I can see them having different eras of content, right? Like they can make movies and have
Facts.
actual screenplays and movies,
And they
right?
have.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. You see?
Yeah.
And then they'll have the videos where people can upload the
Yeah.
shit, right, and all that. And they just have to evolve, huh? Like I think.
I mean, imagine if they would have been the Netflix before
Mhm.
Netflix, because they probably could have.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's
obviously
true.
there's so many users that they can just implement that now, and there's gonna be people that are gonna be loyal to maybe switching from Netflix to YouTube.
I think it'll be like those things where like us old heads are on YouTube, and then the young people are on this new
It's
shit,
already happening.
right? You get
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's already
yeah,
happening. But like Snapchat, I always said, oh, okay, like what's it called, like Instagram and Facebook, because obviously they own each other.
yeah,
Like they were in competition, and Mark was trying to buy Snapchat because it was their competition.
yeah, yeah,
And Snapchat said no.
yeah,
So what they do, they added stories to Instagram.
yeah.
So because
And then that's I think the beginning of where platforms start imitating each other and shit, huh?
yes,
Right?
yes. Because remember at that time having like a vlog story, like
Mm-hmm.
to keep up with, like on real time
Yeah,
without having to really edit.
yeah,
That was Snapchat.
yeah.
They're the ones that made that pop. And
See,
I
I've never
remember,
used Snapchat and shit,
ooh,
dude.
I was
Yeah,
early. Like I remember,
yeah,
I used to block. I used to do. People got sick of me. Like
yeah,
everywhere I would go, every little thing. Like remember, I was like, I would you get a coffee from Starbucks. Look, I got a coffee from
yeah,
Starbucks.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, look, I'm walking the street. Oh, I'm walking in my car. I'm in my
Yeah,
car.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean,
Here are
it's
my keys and
exaggerated.
shit. Right,
Yeah, yeah. But like
right.
I was blogging everything to the point where I remember I was early on Snapchat. I had a following because I was doing it so much
Yeah,
that people were like, I was getting random follows from people, and people were just watching my day
because
to
you were on
day.
so much and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't do that anymore on
yeah,
Snapchat, but like there was a point where that was what I did. Because once they went to Instagram and I was on Instagram heavy, I was like, man, I'm gonna focus my time on this. So they were smart.
yeah,
They were like, oh, you don't want us to buy you? We're just gonna take your idea and call it something else.
yeah.
And now because now people won't want to, because the whole point is for people not to leave their platform.
Sure.
So like they're like, we don't want people to go on Instagram. They go on there to post. Just
Yeah,
post here,
yeah, yeah,
and not it worked. That plan worked for them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And the way how they all made the thing so you can just scroll now infinitely
Yeah.
forever
And
and
then they
shit,
were
bro. You
smart because
know?
they were losing so many people to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So now they made it just as addicting on Reels
Yeah,
as it is. And now YouTube did the same thing with Shorts.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't think Shorts is quite there yet,
yeah,
but like, I've said this before. TikTok's algorithm is very impressive to
mm-hmm.
the point where like I feel like they know me to a T,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're just, I don't know who's behind that, but the machine, the algorithm that they got that they're feeding this is like they know you even emotionally. Like it's not even a robot. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they know like when you're not feeling down or when you're up or like what's the next thing you want to like actually be interested in.
yeah,
They already have that ready when you're scrolling, and it's like so it gets addicting to where that's your new TV.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like Reels is kind of getting there, like
Sure.
because I'm interested in all that. So like,
Yeah, yeah.
but
No,
I'm
that's
also
good. That's
but I'm
good.
also a consumer
Yeah,
myself. So
yeah.
it's like I'm like, oh, okay, Reels is getting there. Shorts still not. It has a
And it
long
seems
ways to
like you're a
go.
person based on our conversations right now that you just learn it. Like you pay attention and shit,
Yeah,
and you try.
I'm a problem in rooms because I
Uh-huh.
so game,
Uh-huh.
and I'm a genuine soul. So like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So it's hard for people not want to rock with me because I'm the kind of person you want to rock with. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But like I always say, like people like don't be like what's that word called? Where people who hide information from people,
Or
gatekeep.
gatekeepers and
If
shit.
you're like if
Yeah,
you're somebody that's a gatekeeper, like I'm a problem in the room because I'm gonna soak up game.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
it's just
Same.
how I am. But I also have morals. I don't step on toes,
Sure, sure.
and I have a good reputation. And I don't even have to say like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I try to keep it that way.
No, definitely.
Like you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's a dope. That's dope, dude. You know. And then yeah, this tech shit is it's crazy, dude. It's like, you know, like anybody can do it. Anybody can hop on and do it, and then anybody can learn it and shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that how they facilitated that and for you to be able to create your own content and put it out is amazing and shit, dude. You know.
Man, it's like
yeah,
before it would take so long. Now you can just and post it,
yeah,
and you can go viral.
yeah. That's a
I can
trip,
step
dude.
out right now and go viral
Yeah, that's
from
crazy.
this interview.
huh?
You never know.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
never
saying,
know.
you
and
don't
shit,
know
dude.
who's watching, who's shared it.
Yeah,
Everything's in real time. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You can get an opportunity in your messages right now and
yeah,
be like, I just saw you on Champion City. Like, what's
yeah.
up? Let's do business. Like,
Let's do something and shit.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm just saying for me, I've had that happen in
Yeah.
other places, you know?
No,
So,
that's a trip, man. You know. And then so like getting back to you, dude. So you had early on experience with music at a young age, at a good time too. There's a lot of good music coming out. And you were kind of in it, right, with a couple of different activities, breakdancing, poetry,
Yeah, I
the
was just getting
battling
the
and
scene. I
shit, you
was
know.
just soaking it up, and even like backtracking and learning my history. That's
Mm-hmm.
why like even breakdancing and all that was so cool to me. Like even just watching and consuming all this information and just looking it up and going and renting movies about it and
Yeah, like
like
breaking and shit.
yeah, break.
You
Yeah,
know.
I was like my friends at that time, like they were putting me on to all the '80s breakdancing movies that were popping at the time from New York,
Yeah,
and then me seeing like Puerto Ricans breakdancing, me and seeing hip hop, like it gave me like hope, like oh I could do this. Like I saw
yeah,
like people that looked like me, and I was like okay I could do this, and
yeah,
then even at the time I was like really into like I was like oh okay like I looked at Fat Joe like oh man I could do it because he's Latino, like I could do this too. Like I remember, you know what I mean, like wanting to be fly and wear pink,
yeah, yeah,
like Cameron and like how like Fat Joe embraced the
yeah,
pink.
yeah.
And then like if you even see my album cover to my album Through My Eyes that came out in 2022, like I'm literally wearing a pink jersey.
Oh,
Like
all right, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But that album cover is for me when I was 13.
Oh, okay.
I dropped the out. It's called Through My Eyes, and it's
Yeah,
a picture that we took at Kmart, me, my mom, and dad,
yeah, yeah,
when I was 13 years old. And then that's how that now like what I told you from middle school.
yeah,
You see that picture? Now you're gonna put those two
yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I
that's a
mean?
trip. Yeah.
So
Oh
yeah.
man. You know, and that's crazy. Kmart too, huh? They ended up closing and shit.
Remember
But
that? You
yeah,
never took some
yeah,
family group photos at Kmart?
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, any outing was special, you know. And then if you
Mm-hmm.
had a camera, fuck, you were doing it. I remember when disposable cameras came out, and we would just
Man.
buy them and take flicks and try and develop whenever we had the money and
Yup.
shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Which was pretty dope. I mean, Kodak was big and shit, bro. Right?
Huge.
Like it's a trip how all these industries, like we're just talking, and it's like it all kind of failed at one point and shit, you know. Um, then so a lot of good things and shit, dude. And then when did you start recording your music, dude?
Hmm. High school, probably like 10th grade. So like
Out
10,
here in Illinois still, or out here?
no, by that time we moved back to Cali,
Mm-hmm.
and when we moved to a little desert town an hour from Lancaster called Ridgecrest.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there. I graduated from high school there. So by 10th grade, what's it called? That's when I started recording myself and stuff like that. And I became the new kid again. So imagine going. I'm thinking of so imagine going from being popular all the way till ninth grade,
Yeah.
right? I'm kind of going to like high school there, and I'm popular. Boom, boom, boom. I'm starting to like really get more interested in like girls going out
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then boom, we moved to Ridgecrest,
Yeah.
and it's a whole different environment. I'm in in a mostly white school in the middle of the desert because
Yeah.
it's a military town. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? They have the biggest weapons base there, China Lake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go there and it's a lot of like scientist kids like nerdy like
Preppy
their
kids and
parents
shit.
yeah their parents are like scientists on base and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So like the even the school system was more like you had to have brains like
Mm-hmm.
to it was really hard, right? So I'm coming from I'm like the top of my class over here, come here and then I'm kind of like the low of the class and I'm the new kid
Mm-hmm.
and now I had to deal with that and
That's just
then
hard, dude.
yeah, so then
You
I kind
know.
of became more like, all right, I was kind of more like, all right, I'm not as popular in school, so then I kind of got more into the music, and then I kind of I became cool with like the kids that would do the music and the quad at
Mm-hmm.
lunch, like the like the after school programs and the kids that did stuff there,
Yeah.
and then that's when I started recording myself, became more of like a audio engineer nerd,
Mm-hmm.
and then like high school, like I was like obviously I was already super consumed with hip hop. I started to learn how to record myself, record others, and by the end of that year, um, I started having everybody come to my house to record. Anybody that was a rapper, I
So
kind of
there
put the
was a
word
lot
out.
of artists and shit too that you were
Yeah,
kind of
you're
like
gonna
linking
find
up.
them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter
Yeah. It's
what,
like back then it was easy to see the circles and shit too, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I had the equipment. Like I was, and not even that, like, not professional equipment. I had a Radio Shack mic, but I had a setup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I already knew how to put like I was like learning on
And it's like the
on stuff.
90s and shit or
No,
2000s?
no, no. This is 2000. This is 2005.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I graduated '08. So this is 10th
Uh-huh.
grade,
Yeah.
2005. And people was already getting the word like even people say that everybody's a rapper. Man, everybody's always been a rapper. Everybody had a phase. I was the go-to guy. Because I already had beats. So
Yeah.
imagine I already had like 3-4 years of making beats, and my beats was getting better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? By then, on that
And now you can record and shit.
Yeah, from the Korg synthesizer to me making beats on Reason and Fruity Loops. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So I kind of went from there to there.
Yeah.
And so imagine I'm the go-to guy. Not only did I have a recording set up, I also had beats for people to rap on.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that age, you're like, oh shit, So then I had all the everybody come through, like, cause people don't know, even in that desert town, there's hoods there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the Bloods there, and then the Southsiders would come to my house to record.
Oh, that's a trip, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Your
then,
parents never tripped or anything like that?
no, so like my dad would always like, but remember my dad was a teacher in LA.
Yeah.
That was not nothing new to him.
Sure,
Like, that
sure.
doesn't scare him.
Yeah. But I think
He-
like seeing you might get influenced or anything.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
all I would think
maybe
and
at
shit,
first,
no?
but they knew like I was like really into like just the music
Yeah.
part.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
my mom always said like, my mom always made sure that I wasn't a punk.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like you make sure everybody respects this house.
Yeah.
And if they walk in here, if they don't say hi to me, you better talk to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my mom's biggest pet peeve. Like
Uh-huh.
if you walked into my house and you didn't say hi to my mom was like, you're not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to tell them like, don't ruin this shit. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Don't fuck
come in
it
here
up, man.
and you say hi to my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? And like if you want to come back here, everybody's like, and then everybody like, oh hi, hi Mrs. Qurfew, like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
stuff like that, like.
That's a trip, dude. You know.
And then by then my mom was like, okay, they're cool,
Yeah.
But I've had to tell people like,
Oh, you can't
back,
go,
like,
man. Mom said you
my
just
mom-
passed
my
her
mom
by
said,
and
"You ruined-
shit.
like
you
you
know?
ruined this shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like to the point where I've even had like a couple people like say sorry to my mom, like
Yeah.
sorry, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like my mom didn't like fuck around,
Yeah.
My dad didn't really get too involved. He'll say hi, he'll talk to them, but my dad, he would do his thing.
Yeah.
My mom was always like, seeing like what's going on. She always
Yeah,
made
yeah.
sure, but she knew. But it was more to keep me on my toes. She's like, if you don't handle this, like there better be no problems. You want to keep recording here, but also my mom wanted my house to be the house that people go to because my mom wasn't really too cool with me or wanted me to go and record other places like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she was smart.
Sure.
She was like, okay, we're gonna make this a safe house. People come record.
At least I
And
know,
I know,
what,
I know my
what you're
son's
doing
not gonna
and
be
shit.
into like no trouble and no nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But obviously, we see on the interview like once we go out at night. That's why I didn't answer because my mom would be on me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's how.
I would do it that shit when I get home. And people weren't blazing or drinking at your house or like
No,
or
you
like
couldn't-
stuff
you,
like that.
You could not do that at my house. You
Yeah?
had to do that shit. I was like not even outside of my house. You
Yeah,
had
that's
to-
what I mean, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why like we would go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Go,
yeah.
And then that's when they would be drinking and smoking. But we come to my house, it was kind
It
of
was
like,
like
this
work
business.
time and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna handle business and we're gonna record
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And like at that time, you're not even worried about if you're making a hit song or
Sure, you're
a
having
hook.
fun and shit.
You're just
no?
having fun and you're just recording. It could be freestyles and you're over here. This is our song.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we would remember Bluetooth was big at the time. Like
Yeah.
we would have that on our phones and then we would Bluetooth it to each other.
Yeah.
And everybody would start to Bluetooth. Like everybody was Bluetoothing the song to everybody.
Oh shit.
And whatever we would make, and then that's how like we get a buzz. That's how I was. That's what I'm saying. I was so early on to certain things.
Yeah. That's what
It's like I already knew how to what I could do in the digital
Sure.
space. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I had people already coming to me, hey bro, I heard that song you record. Like, can I record?
Yeah.
And I wasn't worried. I was like, oh, I can make money off of this. But like
Yeah.
people would ask me, and I'd be like, no, it's just come through.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm just having a good time. And
yeah.
but those were the hours that I put in. To,
Yeah.
Like, to record to like later on
To learn your craft, basically.
learn
and
my
shit,
to learn
right?
my craft.
Yeah.
But so then at that point, obviously not every day where people are not everybody's gonna come through.
Yeah.
People are gonna start to ask you like, oh, get on the song, bro.
Yeah.
Like free blah 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 blah. So then I started to like start writing my own songs.
Oh, okay.
But me, I was already like, I'm not gonna just do freestyle. I want to make songs.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And even early on, I already knew like what to target, what market, and what I was good at.
Yeah.
I was good at making like girl songs.
Yeah. Oh, all
You know
right,
what I
yeah.
mean? So I always made sure I was always known to make like catchy. By the time I dropped my first project, my first mixtape. It wasn't until I was in senior.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine I went through all that,
Yeah.
and then senior year I decided to release a mixtape with not even my beats. It was just
From like
little
7th
known.
grade all the way through your senior year and shit, you
Yeah,
know?
sixth grade. So
Sixth
sixth
grade, yeah.
grade, I didn't even release a mixtape till my senior year.
Oh,
You know
wow.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was history since. You know.
Yeah. That's a trip, dude. And then you knew that the markets with the love song, not the love songs, but with the girl songs
But the
and
girl
shit,
songs,
right?
yeah, I was,
Yeah.
I've always been like that, like the lover boy. So I was always like, all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's tripping, man. Hey, and like, did you ever record anybody that became famous and shit? Like now, like you know how that was a long time ago, or anybody that got like some motion going for themselves, or it was just like a lot of people just having fun and nothing, they didn't do nothing with it and stuff, you know?
So so like early on, like in high school, I recorded a band called Matsuro, and they were like a screamo band,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the guys in there, Richard Rogers, is actually the lead singer of Secrets, and Secrets is one of like the top screamo bands in the world.
All right.
So
Yeah.
like even
Yeah.
if you're not familiar, Secrets is probably gonna be like top 5.
Oh,
So
shit.
in that genre,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's the lead singer, and they're still going strong.
Oh, that's fire and
Yeah.
shit,
So
dude.
after
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think I believe they've been together like 15 years.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's the lead singer, and like they tour like, consistently. They're still like a top
Yeah.
commodity. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope and shit, dude.
So that was cool. Like humble beginnings. Like imagine like they were cool to come to my little bedroom to come record a
Yeah.
band,
Yeah.
but we did it. And it was fun. And we
Yeah.
sometimes like there's a couple guys that I still catch up with, and we'll talk about those times. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fire and shit.
Yeah. So like that
Could you
that's
still
one of
maintain
them.
friendships with some of them then?
Yeah, I've always been like that. Like I've always been not cool. I've never been the guy that to not be cool to not hit you up after so long. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, hey, what's up, bro? How you been? I could even call you, or like I'll just go on Messenger or on Instagram, and I'll literally put the call button. Like, hey, bro, I see you doing your thing. How you been?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know how some people feel some type of way about doing shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I've always been like that.
Uh-huh.
Like even if you don't talk to me for like 6 months,
I'd be
I'll
like,
literally,
Curfew?
how you been,
Is
dog?
that you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
always been like that. That's why I've always been good at like networking.
You know, that's what I was gonna tell you right now, dude. That so when I started working like in the actual field of business or whatever, right? This was before relationships. You know, I grew up like in the street life, bro. So it was kind of like always I only hung out with my friends and I didn't want to make new friends. That's how I grew up from a kid, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and F the other side and that side and this side, we got our band and shit, basically, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I grew up with that mentality until I joined the business world, dude, you know? And when I joined the business world, I seen how people were making deals, bro, and how getting ahead in life with promotions and shit like that. And I seen how relationships were being built. And then I got into some shit with manufacturing in China, and I seen how people, when they liked you, they gave you better pricing or they gave you better payment terms and shit, you know? And then I seen how some people worked and how other people, I was kind of like, that sucks, you know? Like, this was dope. Like, everybody loves him. When he walks in the room, they give him gifts and shit, bro, you know, and
Yeah.
everything, you know? And I was like, and then that's when they clicked to me that fuck the deals. The relationship is the business and shit, bro. Right. And then that's how I kind of like
Mm-hmm.
operate with everybody too, like in a way where like now it's like, oh yeah, I'll make that connection, bro. And then, you know, I do check up on you and like how you're saying and shit, dude, because that's what I learned that the biggest commodity for a person in any business is a relationship and shit, bro. You know?
Facts.
Because with a relationship, you can call like when you, if, I don't want to say like when you need something, right? But like you can make shit happen with the people you know, right? Like you do shows, right? We connect. It'll be like that relationship is a commodity and shit, bro,
Mm-hmm.
in a way, right? You know? And that's one thing that I learned and how to like nurture and shit like that and make those relationships grow, dude, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Facts.
And not be beneficial because that's the shitty part, bro, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you only call people when you need something, that's shitty
Yeah.
as fuck, bro. You
But
get it?
what I'm
You know?
that's why you gotta be humble, and you gotta
Yeah.
be good to people.
You do, yeah,
And
yeah.
people can see that. Maybe there's some people that are gullible, and like
Yeah.
that's why they get, effed over. But at the end of the day, if you're a genuine person and you hit you know your intentions, like all that will come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like when you need somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But obviously there's people that just hit up people for that. But like
Yeah, yeah.
but obviously in business you gotta follow up.
Yeah.
You gotta keep up with relationships. But
Yeah.
with me, it just always comes so natural.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then one thing, like advice I always gives people, like let go of your ego, bro.
yeah,
But it's hard, you know what I mean? This, especially in this genre, bro.
yeah, for sure.
This genre is ego driven. I always tell people I got an ego too. Like we all
Yeah.
want to be the best, but like at the same time, you gotta be a genuine person.
Yeah. I feel like ego and fear is what everybody has, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's what you do
What you
with
do
that
with
shit,
it.
right? That like when you people are scared, right? Like when fool say, "Oh, I don't get scared," I'd be like, "Man, for like everybody gets scared,
Everybody
bro."
gets
But it's
scared.
what you do with that fear that makes you a coward or brave and shit, bro. You get me?
Exactly.
And it's the same with ego, no? Like with ego, that's what makes you a fucking dick or a respectable person and shit, dude. You get me?
Exactly.
Because
and
you know,
you wouldn't be here and have this platform if it wasn't for your ego.
yeah.
If you don't believe in yourself,
Exactly,
who
right?
else is-
Yeah.
who
That's what I'm
else is
saying.
gonna believe in
Everybody
you?
got ego and
Like,
shit. You get
come
me?
on, man. I hope
Yeah.
you got some ego. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
know,
Like, that's
right?
the kind of
Yeah.
the thing I tell people.
Yeah. And it's just like you don't want to just treat people like shit. Like, you know, that's the whole point, you know. And some people, I feel like they grow and they forget that everybody starts with one follower or one subscriber, bro.
part.
You get me? And to me, that's what I don't forget. I'm like, man, like everybody starts with nothing and shit, bro. You get me? Like
Yeah.
at the end of the world, like unless you buy an account or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
So other than that, everybody has to put in the same legwork, bro. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
And always try to get out of your head because like some people will be like, oh well, I haven't hit him up in so long. Like I'm not gonna hit him up because like
yeah, now it's weird and shit.
Now,
yeah.
now it's weird, or
Yeah.
like even like I'll even say this on this podcast. I was late to this podcast.
Yeah.
That's unprofessional. Some people would wait till last minute because they feel embarrassed or anything. But I mean, I was like, okay, I gotta let him know. You know what I mean? Even if I ruin a relationship, or even if he gets mad because he has every right to be, I'ma still hit him up and be like, this is my ETA. This is what happened. I know, you know what I mean? Like, I try not to make excuse, but like, at least I'm letting you know.
Well, that's the best thing. Communication is the shit, dude.
Communication.
Like, to me,
you know
it's
what I mean?
like, oh, already, when you told me, 6:05, I'm like, man, it's LA. Let's add another 10 minutes to that shit. You get me? Like, because that's how I think. You get me?
But,
and again, to me, I'm like appreciative. Dude, people make time out of their day to come here. Like, to me, it's like, dude, if it's gonna be at 6:30, fuck it, you know. Then when you told me you were here on Crenshaw, I was like, oh, I use Apple Maps, but I was like, maybe I gave him the wrong address, and I checked and
No, I
shit.
copied it and I put it on there, and I think what happened was it just did torrents.
Oh, okay.
So it dropped me in a
like
just
to
a
the center of Torrance and shit.
Yeah, it dropped me in a random place.
Yeah.
And I was like, freaking out. I'm like, I'm on the phone with my girl. I'm like, oh my God, Apple Maps just did me dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is why I hate Apple Maps.
That's why I was like, oh dang, that's the wrong address. Crenshaw, that's over there. That's why I was like, but I get it, bro. Like to me, it's like, dude, like some people would be like, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna go no more and shit, you know? And to me, I was like, oh yeah, when you get here, bro, you know? Because another person could have been like, oh, I already came to the wrong place. Oh, I'm leaving, bro. Like, you know, like,
no,
and it's like, nah,
that happens a lot. And then there's some fools that be like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe he's gonna be mad, so I'm not gonna even pull up. I don't want the energy. These people get in their heads, bro.
Yeah,
but they don't understand one message, and then you know what I'm saying. Like if you're not all in, I was like on the phone with my girl. I was like, you know what? Even if he's mad at me, at least I'm gonna show up because I gotta give him that respect because he put the time. Everything like even like I'm already thinking, you know, because you think of all this stuff that happened, right?
Sure.
I'm trying to prepare myself, but I'm like, I was even if I was an hour late, right, which was not gonna happen. If I would still pull up out of respect.
Yeah.
Because you put it, you know what I mean? Even if I'll take the smoke.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take all the smoke.
Yeah. And I'm super chill, bro. I was just like, all right, he made it. Let's go time and shit. You get me? Like, because at the end of the day, I mean, ain't no heart. I'm not waiting for no heart out here for like a heart surgery or some shit. You get me? Like it ain't that serious and shit, you know? And I understand shit happens all the time, bro. You get me? And I think you have to, that's one thing for sure. You got to be like, all right, like, you know, you got to be like, fuck it, I get it, bro, you know? Like, yeah. Sometimes I have people like, shit, my wife just got deported recent, and I was like, fuck, that's fucked up, bro. Like, you get me? Don't even worry about calling me, homie. Shit, you get me? You got like, that's bigger shit in your life. Or like different shit, no cars break down, and it's like, fuck, yeah, I feel for you, bro. You know, that sucks and shit.
That happens every day.
But I appreciate you letting me know, bro. You know, and hey, if anything opens up, just let me know too and shit. Some people, maybe they don't want to come too, you know, and they figure out last minute. And that's cool too, because I could take a no too and shit, dude. You get me? Yeah. In business, fool, when you how many no's have you heard in your life and shit, bro? You get me?
Too many. More no's than yeses.
You even know how to recognize them when people don't want to say no now and shit. No, like you just like, I think this was trying to say no and shit.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody has like, I mean, I deal with it too, obviously, but everybody has anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Like you can hear it in their voice,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, this fool not gonna hit me up no more.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like even if you have a conversation when like everybody's like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm telling you. Like you can kind of be like, oh, yeah, that's a no. I'm not even gonna put this on the spot no more and shit. You know?
And I don't even waste my time. Like I'll go like even if I'm doing like business or like if I'm selling shirts or if I'm at a show, I can tell when somebody's like feels like they're stuck. Like they feel like, oh, I'm not gonna buy this shirt, but now I feel like entitled to be in this conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
But I keep it moving. It's like when you're doing business, you kind of have to catch on to those little things.
Yeah. And you don't want to put nobody in an awkward position and
so
shit.
You move on.
You know?
I don't try to pick you feel guilty, but I will try to like sell you because I'm a product. Like I'm a business. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So like, but if I feel that, I'll be like, I'll keep it pushing. I'll be respectful. But like, oh, I got you, bro. I got. They're like, oh, okay. And
they balance out like, ooh, he left.
And because I like that, I've had people come back like, oh, bro, you were like hella cool and say, like, you know what, let me. They might not even know you before, but they see you on stage. And they see you're a cool dude, or like they like what you got going on stage, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna support. Like,
yeah, definitely.
You know,
no,
read the room.
Read the room.
That's the biggest thing,
dude.
man. Read the room. Man. We know so many artists that do not know how to read the room.
Yeah, that's true, dude. Well, that's the other thing I was gonna tell you. A lot of homies don't have personalities like that, right? Because a lot of folks grow up like in a tough environment, so like everybody's like an ops and shit or something, right? Or it's kind of like you don't know how to deal with certain problems because you like the only way you know how to deal is you fight it out, right? And in these cases, now it's like, oh shit, how you gonna tell this fool you ain't trying to fuck with him and shit? You get me? And it's like, well, you know, and then it's like
they can't.
You're not gonna diss it. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
you don't want to fuck with me.
Yeah. Well, fuck that fool and shit. And then that's why a lot of these platforms create beef. If you notice and shit, right? It's like a lot of these platforms. It's entertaining to me, bro. Like for sure. You know?
I mean, negativity is.
But it comes from communication. You get me?
There we go.
Like a simple thing, like, hey, let me hit this fool up because I think there's a misunderstanding brewing and shit, bro. You get me? And then you got to be the awkward fool to be like, I'm gonna hit him up because I don't want to put that energy out and shit. You know?
Yeah, like a little quick story that kind of goes around that, like, probably like 8 years ago. What's it called? I was on a show. What's it called? It was like a little like open mic rap show, but they had me on the lineup and they had Grincho. You know Grincho signed to High Power, and they didn't know that I was already cool with Grincho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I already, I could hit him up, but they were trying to promote the show by trying to get me and him to go against each other on who's better.
Oh shit!
Right? And I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand. Like I'm like, bro, I'm not about to make something
some fake beef and shit.
Some shit happen. Like they over there like living that real life. Like I'm an artist. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you know what I mean. I'm not. You know what I'm saying. I'm not. What's it called? I'm not from no hood or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying. Like I rap Norwalk to the fullest. That's that's the city that I grew up as a little kid that I love and that always felt like home to me. Even though I moved around a lot of places. Like we have a base there. Like I got. Friends that we go and still, even family friends that we still go and visit. You know, that's why to me that always felt like home. But that show, I just remember it always stands out to me. And I've talked to Grincho's people about that recently because they did a show with Mr. Capone recently, and I was just like, they were really promoting this online, and then I'm telling the promoter, and I'm like, oh, why are you trying to stir something up? Like trying to sell tickets? Like like I know Grincho. Like me and Grincho are cool. Oh well, don't you think that more like if we do this and we do that? I was like, I was not about that. And I'm like, I'm about to. He's like, they're like, oh, well, you know him? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to call him right now. I put him on like, you know what I mean? I call him and he was just like, oh yeah, bro. He's like, don't worry about it, dog. He's like, we know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like we cool. Like this ain't nothing, man. We just gonna have a good show and turn up. And I was like, all right, cool. And that was it.
And shit. And
then I stopped there right there. Some fools maybe would have kept going. Maybe they're like, oh yeah, the beef will be good. I was like, to me, I'm like, that's corny, bro. Like I can just call. One simple phone call. Let me call this fool. Boom, and then it was over. And I said, stop promoting it like this because I'm not gonna. I'm not about that. And I'm not gonna promote that shit. Like, we here to fucking perform and have a good time.
I think that's fire, bro. That you're able to like stand up, like not just for the views, no, like nah, I'm not just here for the views and shit. You get me?
That's corny.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure. You want to grow, I think, in a positive manner, no? Like that's what I always talk about. Like the energy you put out is what you're gonna get back and shit, bro. You know, and if you just want to be positive, it's like fuck it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a better way, no? Even if you grow slower or not grow at all, at least you'll have your core following and shit, bro. You know that fuck with you because of who you are and shit,
Yeah.
right? You get me? And not because
Yeah.
like, oh, that's the fool that was beefing it. You get me? Like where it's some cap and shit, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
like I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, all that like corny stuff, like trying to get clout and all that. Will that get you monetized for actual, real, life changing money, or will that actually get you some type of money in your pocket? Is that gonna go into hard ticket sales,
Yeah.
album sales? Is that gonna get people to come to the show for you to get booked at a show, for a promoter to want to pay what you want them to pay you for a show? The most part, all that does is give you temporary attention.
Yeah.
But most of these fools, that you mean that one clip on the internet might get you thousands of views, maybe millions of
Yeah.
views, but is that gonna go into monetize?
Yeah.
No. You know who's gonna get you know who's gonna monetize that? The platform that uploads it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And now you got attention, and he's over here like,
He's actually making the money and shit off of you, you know?
and
Yeah.
then nobody's, and then you go to their shows, they're like, oh, I saw him, and then you see he only had like 2-3 people at the show, and it's
Yeah.
probably his homies or family, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm just telling you that there's nothing wrong with that. But what
Sure.
I'm saying is, people get all that, like that beef or clout or whatever, just for attention,
Mixed up like for a
mixed
fan
up.
base and shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And some people are like, oh, that fool's popping, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
and
that fool got 50,000 views on that video. And it's
Yeah.
like, but that's not a fan base and shit.
you go
dude.
to you go to the show, and you really thinking that he on, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's on the internet, right? The
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
But people are not gonna pay $20-$30 at the door to see this fool,
Yeah.
when they could just see the circus act on YouTube,
Yeah,
for
for
free.
free. Yeah. And then the other thing with that too, I feel, dude, is that if you start, right, like going down that route, you only have to do more and more and more extra, because like
You have
you have to keep continue, because now
to
you're
feed
that
it.
dude.
You have to feed the circus.
Yeah, now
bro.
you're that dude, and
You're
now
that guy. Yeah,
if you don't
facts.
do that, then you're not the dude no more and shit. You get me? Like, yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't know you for your rap, they know you for your antics. And if you're not doing antics, then they're gonna go watch somebody else and shit. And you just fucked. I feel like you can't keep up with that shit, because eventually it's gonna get played out, no? Or you're gonna do the wrong antic and shit. You get me? Where
Yeah.
people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I don't want to fuck with that fool no more, you know? Or some
That
shit
part.
like that. I
Like-
don't know. That's how I feel and shit. You
Like
know?
I'll give like certain artists like their flowers real quick. Like I said, like people that I actually have fans that I've seen people pull up for them, or they actually go hard, like Opina.
Mhm.
Even
You know what? I never heard Opina's music, dude. I've seen Opina on Hater World all the time, and I
Uh-huh.
hear him talk about that and the King Little G because of the homie, right? I had never heard his music until I saw it on your page and shit, dude, from the Arizona thing.
Oh really?
And I was like, damn, this fool go hard and shit, dude.
Bro, and
You get me?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he did that without a backtrack, and he got a machine in his heart.
Oh shit, yeah,
So
yeah,
put
yeah.
all that into
Like a
perspective.
CPAP and shit, or like a pumper.
Like yeah, he got like he really got like a machine in his heart. Like
Oh shit,
know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
like a
Like,
pacer. That's what they're called,
yeah,
no?
yeah, I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
but
my
he
bad.
got-
Yeah, and I
but
don't want to talk about his business either,
but
bro.
he
you
got,
get me?
like,
I didn't
he-
know that though. I
well,
didn't know that.
he openly talks about it.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah.
But like, but I'm just I'm just giving him his flowers. Like he's
Yeah.
somebody that like he's an OG that's embraced me and seen my hustle, and he's always pushing me. Like you know what I mean. He's kind of like the big brother. Like he gonna like poke fun at me,
Yeah.
but he really means well. You know what I'm saying? And he always wants good for me. He always checks up on me. There's not a lot of people in this industry that's really gonna hit you up, check up on you, and actually try to put you in a position to win. But it's
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to you. Type
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, I didn't start
I always
fucking with
love
Opina's music until 2 days ago, dude.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was
bro.
like, oh shit,
Bro,
this
he
will go
goes
hard.
hard.
Let me check
He
out
goes-
what he got and
he
shit.
goes
You
hard,
know?
bro. And
Yeah.
he invests in himself, and he makes sure that all his music videos stand out. They don't look like everybody else's music
Yeah.
video with just the homies in the background,
Sure.
and that's that.
Yeah, he
And a
does
bunch
the
of
cinematic
effects.
type shit.
He likes
yeah.
the cinematic, like
yeah, the storytelling.
yeah,
and
like
shit.
he got a new video up right now, and then he's always he always thinks ahead. He already has other videos in the cut. Like he's
Yeah.
just gonna be boom, 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 boom.
No, that's fire, dude.
But,
And that's a
yeah.
trend. I didn't mean no disrespect. I ain't never heard of him. I've
No,
seen
no,
him
no,
as
like,
a
but-
podcaster and shit.
No, yeah, because I didn't
You
even
get
know.
me?
I don't know. I forget what the name of it
Yeah.
is. I
Uh-huh.
don't want to say it wrong, but
Yeah. And then that's why I was like, oh shit, like he does make dope music. I heard him talk about his music, but I thought it was from like back in the days type shit, you know?
No, I mean
Yeah.
he definitely got music back in the days. Like you know
Mm-hmm.
he got a song with King G called "Known in the Hood."
All
It's
right.
probably his most known song that he
Sure.
did like 10 years ago. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? But he started in the game late, bro. He was already in his 30s when he started.
Oh sure, yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like most people start when they're teenagers or in their early 20s.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he started later, and but he attacked it so hard, like literally right from the beginning. Like he had no time to
Yeah,
waste,
yeah.
and like literally like almost in the beginning of his career, he invested in himself and got that feature of King G,
Yeah.
got the video, boom, and then started touring. You know what
No,
I'm
that's what's
saying?
up. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
not a lot of artists that do that. Like to take some like trajectory, like
Yeah, yeah.
he already knew. He already was like, I'm gonna invest this way. I'm gonna do it this way. Like I'm not gonna be like other fools. Like I'm just gonna go all in or nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
No,
it's
that's
it's it's
it.
it's not a surprise that he's on Hater World.
Yeah,
Exactly. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like he
No, that's what's up. And that to me that's a trip how like you know how everybody have ideas, bro. Like I've seen this shit time and time again. Like, and then they'll be like I have homies that'll be like, "Oh, I had that idea and shit, bro," and then I just be like, "But you didn't do shit with it."
you didn't do
You
nothing
you
with
get
it.
me? Like you can have fucking ideas for days, bro. I bet you thought of a cell phone before the cell phones came out. But look, this
Yeah.
fool went and actually created something. I was
Yeah.
like, you got to start working on your execution and shit, bro. You get me? Because ideas are ideas, but they ain't shit unless you make something out of them and shit,
No,
bro.
it
You
was
know?
like back in the days when I used to be like, why do we have Skype but we don't have videos on our phones? Like when it was already smartphones, like I just didn't understand it.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
were already doing that in China and
yeah, yeah,
Japan. And I'm like, how come we don't have it here? And then it
yeah.
came here. But obviously, that's not like a new idea. But it was
Sure.
like, imagine if I would have had the funding
To make
and,
it
and
happen.
I would have just been like, I'm just gonna make my own phone with that you can do video call. You don't
Yeah,
have to have Skype.
yeah.
Like you know what I
Right?
mean? If you had them, like somebody could have been the first one,
Yeah.
but you
And
had
do
the idea.
video calls,
But
and it's just an app that somebody
yeah,
created
but I
and
wasn't.
embedded it in the phone.
So you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Nah.
Maybe I could have made a business plan and got investors, but
Yeah.
I was young. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but what
For
I'm
real.
saying is, you gotta do something with
You
it
gotta do
and
something with it,
believe in
man.
it. Like be
Yeah.
delusional and just go out and do it.
Yeah. And
You know,
sometimes think way out of the box.
your idea
Yeah.
might not need 100,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
It might be free. Put yourself on social media on camera,
Yeah.
and that might be the
Yeah. You know, my kids are
idea.
really young right now, dude. Like my son in 10th grade, right? Like I think he's gonna be 16. And I have my daughters 12, 11. And I tell them all the same thing because they always be like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do this, you know? And I'm like, you know what? Like, you don't have to work for anybody these days. Like you
Mhm.
don't you can think of a problem, like start working on something right now and feed your idea and create something. I was like, and I grew up broke as fuck, bro, right? Like from nothing and shit. But now I'll be like we could get a loan and give you money and you can make your own thing and then become a millionaire and be your own boss and shit.
Boom.
You can make an app, I told them. You can create content. You can do this. You can be your own boss of a company that creates products. Like there's no limitations now that and it's only gonna get easier and easier, bro, right? You get me?
Way
So
easier.
I tell them you don't have to think about like, oh, I want to be a CEO. That you could be your own CEO and shit.
Of
And I
what
try and
of
instill this
whatever.
into my kids at a young age because I was like, I wish my parents told me that because I didn't realize shit like that till later and
Yeah.
shit, bro. You know, 36, 35 and shit, you know. But that's why I tell my kids like, start thinking. Look, there's a kid on Shark Tank that does bow ties, bro. And he went on Shark Tank, and I guess the bow ties were like easy to fold or some shit. And now he's like making $1 million and shit type shit a year on
Yeah.
bow ties
Well,
alone.
something that nobody would have thought would probably
And,
get you $1 million.
and bow ties have existed forever, right? But what he
Forever.
decorated them so that they're special bow ties and shit, bro. You know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's crazy as fuck, you know.
Yeah,
Or look
you
at the
never
people
know.
making neural gum, right?
Yeah.
And,
Oh, I
you
I
get me?
just tried that for
I
the
want to
first
try
time
that shit, dude.
like 3 weeks ago.
It's like caffeine, huh? Right?
Yeah, it literally gives you the
It
the,
is,
the, the
yeah.
alertness thing
Yeah.
without like the body kind of jitter high
Oh,
of an
okay.
energy drink.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're literally like your pupils are dilated and you're alert.
Oh,
You're
all
just
right.
like you know what I mean. Your mind's kind of gets clear. Like
Sure,
you're more
sure.
like
Yeah.
all right, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and you can do it because you can. It's like basically you can focus.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's kind of how I got it. But if you're looking for that like antsy
Yeah.
like from
It's
energy
not that
drinks,
one, is it?
no, it's more like
A
clear
focus
minded,
and shit.
focus. you're not tired. Your pupils are dilated.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fall asleep on like
You see the how and gum's been around for how long and shit,
forever.
right? And somebody just thought like we can make some focus gum and shit. And how do you make a focus? I don't know. We're gonna find out, right? You get me?
Yeah.
And that's the trip. So that's what I was trying to instill in folks and friends that I talk to now. And it's like, dude, if we go to the studio, like our channel was founded on behind the scenes, right? Like I speak like founded like we're some big shit, you know. But like we would go to the studio, and then what we decided to do is like, oh, I'm not just gonna chill here. I'm gonna start recording the homies and recording music and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll start uploading that onto our own YouTube, and then that's how we started and shit, dude. You get me?
Yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to just chilling and getting high and faded. So I always tell people like, damn, it's so easy to create content and shit that if you're
So
already rolling,
easy, man.
imagine like the food rolling with little weirdo in them or like the food's rolling with like
Yeah.
and you know where I got these ideas from? You ever seen Entourage and shit?
Yeah.
And you see
But
how his friend starts building a tequila brand and his brother starts acting, but they're all taking advantage of not I don't want to say taking advantage, but the dude is the star and he's around all these
utilize.
places.
They
The
utilize it,
environment and
yeah.
shit, right? And then that's where I was like, you don't have to just pull up and chill, like pull up and learn and make something happen and shit,
Ooh,
bro. You get me?
there you go. Yeah.
Right? You know? And that's what you do too and shit. You know, you kind of like take game and shit, bro. You
Yeah, I
know?
just so I'm very observant.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
you
that
gotta
guy.
be.
Like, that's what, like I said, I was like,
And nice questions,
don't
like,
bring me in the room because I'm like really like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
okay, you
Like,
know,
what's that camera right there? Oh, what does that
what
do?
is
Right? Like,
that?
and then you kind of learn.
Like
It's
why do
like,
you have it like this?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
What's the reasoning? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Maybe I'm doing it the wrong way or what? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. You gotta like just pick up on
And it's
shit,
just
man. You know?
interesting to me. Like I like all that. I like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then my bad, I talked a lot about myself and shit, dude. But it's
I
just
mean,
conversations that
that's
they
why we're
go
on a
and shit,
podcast.
you know. And then so now that you're recording your music and all that, bro, you know, like you're uploading it. You found out your market is for girls and shit, right? You know. Um, I want to get to a point where it's like, what do you find so challenging about making music and shit?
What challenging? Like, you know what? With me, for me, with challenging with music is that I kind of make music on like real emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I've been put in a situation where I gotta make a certain specific type of song on the spot,
Yeah,
sometimes that just doesn't work for me.
that's not your vibe and
You know what I
shit.
mean? So like there's ways that I've learned to go around that. Like if I have people in the studio with me, I'm not feeling it, but I make sure I have people in the studio with me, it becomes competitive. It becomes like I just want to fucking for this record
Yeah, yeah,
because I'm not about to look back on these.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So like if I'm in the studio I'm alone and I'm or like by myself, which usually I am, but if I'm not feeling it, like if I'm there by myself, I might not create anything that's like worthy or
yeah,
like
yeah.
not even feeling it at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if I make sure like, oh, I'm gonna invite some homies, like, oh, come here, I'm gonna record, come through, like, you know, so you want to come kick it while I make this record or whatever. Like at that point, it's kind of like I kind of I want to see what I want them to be like, ooh, like, oh, like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like I'm having like a listening session.
yeah.
I'm like studying to see, and it kind of puts me in that mode. Like even if I wasn't, I'm not about to look bad right now.
All right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I want to make a hit record because I'm always trying to go into like some people like, oh, I'm just gonna make music. No, I'm always trying to make something that's gonna hit. That's just
All
me.
right. That's your
You know what
goal
I'm
and
saying? So
shit.
that's
Yeah.
kind of like you know the question you were asking. Like you know, that's kind of been it was challenging for me for a while. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not like in that mode right there, like if
To
I'm
make a
upset,
track and shit.
yeah, because sometimes like I don't want to make a record where I'm sad, even if I'm sad.
Sure, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to go into
And
that
you
because
don't want to go through fucking breakups just so you
yeah,
can have to do a
yeah.
record and shit, you know?
And I have my last album that I dropped was called Broken, and
Mm-hmm.
I made that album. I was going through a lot, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I poured all my emotions into all those records.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it was draining. It was mentally it was draining. Like creating those records is dope because I have them and it's for people that can relate. You know what I'm saying? When they're going through something, so I
Yeah.
have that. Like, but it's real. Some people can just go in there and make these really sad records, and then I've never even been through it, or
Sure.
they hear somebody else's story and stuff. But like when I made that project, it was like I really poured my whole soul in what I was going through at that time.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And to do, imagine if for me to redo another album like that right now, like I would not want to.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? To tap into that, I don't want to tap into that. So like,
Okay.
I would like somebody told me like make another album just like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm gonna go in the studio. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah. You don't
like,
understand what I was going through and shit,
you know what
right?
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to go in
I'm fucking
and
scarred from that shit, you
yeah,
know?
like to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into like pour those because my every song that I have is like I either went through it or like I was around that for somebody like somebody else. I wrote a story about what they went through.
Oh,
But I
okay.
was like really, but I knew all the details, and I was
Sure,
like, you know, when you
sure.
hear the cheese man,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. But you become like, you know what I mean. You observe, and then you get good with the pen. Like
Yeah.
I got a song called "Toxic Games"
Mm-hmm.
that I wrote about. One of my homies was going through a very toxic relationship with his girl at the time, and I was like, I was hearing the details, and like it was like so much that to the point where you start to feel like you're feeling his emotions,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because I like you know because his energy is real. Like I was feeling that. So I was like, all right, let me pour that into a song,
Yeah, yeah.
and I wrote this song called "Toxic Games." And when he heard it, like I didn't tell him that it was about his relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just like trying to see how he felt about it,
Yeah, yeah.
and like I could see him like reliving everything through those lyrics
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
wrote that about his situation.
Oh, shit.
Then I told him right,
Yeah.
but I was seeing him, he was just like it hit him because that was his
Yeah,
story.
yeah. That was him. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when I told him, he's like, damn, man. He's like, that's
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm
That
saying?
that's a trip,
So
dude.
imagine this. So that's kind of what I deal with.
Yeah.
You know, as a writer, that's somebody who gets really invested and emotional with his music. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I gotta feel it. That's why I you know I like to make like a lot of good like either like really good feel good like girl songs or like party songs or
Yeah.
like stuff like that
Because
because
that's a
because
vibe you can always pick
yeah,
up on it,
and
shit,
I'm a
no?
performer. Like one of
Yeah.
my biggest skills is being a really good performer on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
I even won like was performer of the year for 2023 in LA. So
Oh, in LA and shit?
yeah, for the UNG radio the UNG Underground Radio Awards.
Oh,
So
dope, dope. Yeah, that's fire and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, which
I
is
haven't seen you perform and shit, dude. So I'm gonna have to check
no,
that out one of
yeah,
these times and shit,
you
dude.
gotta
You know?
come through. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Man who runs those awards. That's what's it called? His brothers are Horseshoe Gang, Crooked Eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
His,
cool,
if you
cool.
know if you're familiar with Crooked Eye.
No, no. I
No,
live under a rock, bro. Like
what?
straight up.
Crooked Eye was part of Slaughterhouse signed to Eminem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they had like a platinum album, and he
Mm-hmm.
was also signed to I believe Death Row Records before that.
You know, like even recently, bro. Like, and I hear people because I hear music, right? Obviously, I heard the Eminem, the Slaughterhouse shit, and I heard like the Alcoholics, right? And I
Yeah,
just
J
recently
Ro and
connected to
Eminem.
Tosh. Is it Tosh, right?
Hmm.
Tosh from the Alcoholics, and I was like, I never knew their names and shit, dude. But
No.
I listened to their music and shit, you know, growing up and shit, which is a trip, you know.
Hmm.
And I knew them as the Alcoholics, but I never knew what they looked like. I didn't know who they were and shit, you know.
Yeah, but I mean that was like a lot back in like who knows like the names of, like the Far Side.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right, I
mean?
guess, right? Or the
And I
East Siders. I
and
didn't
I
know that, you know, like until like recently too, dude, when I trip out, like oh, I was like, all right, you know?
you got
Like,
Trey D in
yeah,
there,
and
you
but I
know.
don't know what they look like and shit, dude. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I always trip out like on
Because
shit
we didn't
like
have
that.
social media, like
That's what it
social,
was and
like
shit,
you know what I
no?
mean. Like you just listen to the album, the songs on the radio,
And
and you're
sometimes they
not
had their
seeing their
picture
face.
on the album and shit, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just like I don't know, it wouldn't stick to me and shit, dude. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And I was never like how you studied it, right? Like to me, I just listened to the song and I was like, oh, that's a dope song and shit.
No,
You
bro,
get
I
me?
was a nerd. I used to
Yeah.
go into FYE or Best
Uh-huh.
Buy and literally look at all the album covers, look at the names, the production credits. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I was just soaking all that,
Yeah.
like literally, I was soaking up all the game. Like, and I was like it was like a hip hop encyclopedia for me.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's dope too, dude. Because you know it's great to know the history of it. Like me, like when you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna look like a dumbass because it's like, oh, I don't really know, bro. Like you get me? Like I know the mainstream shit, right? And I listen to
Yeah.
music in a variety and shit, you know. Like I like a lot of '80s and shit, you know. I like a lot of gangster rap, obviously, and shit. I'm not too fond of the Chicano music, but I listen to support and shit, right? You get me?
When you say that, you mean like old school
The old school
Chicano,
ones, yeah.
the stereotype Chicano.
Yeah, yeah, because I bump Young Drummer Boy now like crazy. I bump,
Yeah, see, that's different.
yeah.
No, yeah, yeah. I
To
mean,
me, that's Chicano rap too, because that's what they are. You know,
no,
they're
that's like the new way, like
yeah,
the
yeah,
Chicano, right? Like, they would. I mean, it's in Chicano rap. The name of that has got such a negative
yeah. It is
rapport.
condensation and shit. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess we don't got to get too deep into
yeah.
it, but like, Yeah, like you gotta like at that time the stereotype it wasn't like lyrical.
Yeah. Well,
It was
when I think Chicano rap, I always think, "Órale ese," and like shit like that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get me?
orderly, and it was very repetitive.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
To me, Little Rob broke that.
Lil Rob.
Yeah. To
Yeah,
me, Little Rob was one of the like drinking in my driveway type shit. You know, like
yeah. Lil Rob was dope. I did listen to Lil Rob.
yeah. Like to me, he broke that impression to me. Because
The
when I
little
listen to
stereotype.
his
He might
song,
have looked like the stereotype, but that
yeah,
fool could rap.
he
You know what
could
I'm
rap.
saying?
Yeah, yeah, he was a
Yeah,
dope rapper, and he made songs like drinking in my driveway. I can relate to and
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You get me? Or like a lot of like summertime and the um
Mm-hmm.
or like the other one.
I like
It's
neighborhood
just one of
music.
those
One
days.
of those
Oh,
neighborhood
neighborhood,
music.
right? Like you can name a
Uh
lot of
huh.
songs that you're just like, damn, this is a banger and
Uh huh.
shit, bro. You get me? Like
Or barely getting
barely getting
by.
by
That
and
was my
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You see, because
That was my shit in high
you can
school.
relate to shit like that, right? And it's
Yeah,
like he made relatable music because you didn't have to be a gangster, no. It was just kind of like, oh shit,
it was just cool,
good
chill
music.
music,
Yeah,
but he could rap.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I think like Chicano gets that bad rap because like even growing up, like people used to make fun of like, oh, I'm from here, ese, vete,
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna get you with the cuete, like,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that was a stereotype. Like
yeah, yeah,
it was just like very like ABC at the time. I'm not saying for everybody, but
yeah,
that was the stereotype, you know,
yeah,
in the streets, and people would talk about that all the time, and that's
yeah,
why even like the black community didn't really embrace,
yeah.
you know, like the Chicano rap like that because to them it
It
wasn't up
wasn't
to
rap
par. It
and
wasn't
shit.
Tupac.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tupac's one of my favorite. Like you know what I mean? They're listening to Nas and Tupac, bro. And
Yeah,
then they come to this, they're like, nah, we just not.
yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
saying it and shit. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but you know, you gotta give it up. I mean, you know,
yeah.
like
Give it up to the people
yeah,
for
Lighter
putting
Shade
it
of
on
Brown
and
was
shit,
dope.
bro.
You know what I
You
mean?
get me?
Proper Dose was
Yeah, yeah,
fire.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of artists, Cypress Hill.
Yeah,
You know what I
Cypress
mean?
Hill was killing it,
Yeah,
bro.
even though they wouldn't put them into like Chicano category. But yeah, but like the new wave right now, I think Latinos right now in hip hop have the attention to get into that mainstream. I think right now is the best time for that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's not you're not gonna be. I think right now is the best to not be such in a box.
yeah,
Because back then it was just literally like just raza music.
yeah.
I
And
think now it's broader than just
yeah,
raza. You
and
know?
I think right now it's also like people are open to a new type of genre for it, right? Like it, like necessarily like a lot of these young guys are making a little bit like they're still Chicanos, but they're making music a little bit different and shit, bro. You know, and I feel
Yeah.
like I can't call it Chicano rap, even though they're like Hispanic and shit. But it's just like this shit sounding like some real hip hop type shit now. You get me? Like, which is dope, you know?
Yeah, like
Right?
you're more about let it be more about the music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Let
for
it
sure.
just be hard, not
Yeah, yeah.
like you know what I mean. This fool's just trying to be like Chicano, or this fool's just trying to be this. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And now it's like, damn, you just made a
if it's
club
dope,
banger and
if it's
shit,
dope,
bro. You
it's
get
dope.
me?
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
Like
sure.
this shit
Exactly.
can stand out with the radio. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. You know,
Mhm, yeah.
and I'm seeing some good quality shit now coming out like that, bro. Like, you know, and all that couldn't have been done if we didn't have our Chicano rappers and shit, though,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah,
get
yeah,
me?
because they,
Yeah,
you know, they made it possible to be like, okay, you can be Hispanic and you can be in this space,
yeah,
right? So they kind of set the platform, but now it's the time for the Hispanic artists to take it to the next
the
level.
next level. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? They couldn't at that time because it was harder and
yeah.
what they had
And
to go through.
the independence part of it was dope, right? Like how they were building their own stuff and shit, bro. You know?
No, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but obviously the people that were on the top, like they were making hella money behind the scenes. Like look at Mr. Capone.
yeah.
Like maybe a lot of those artists on that label didn't make real good money,
Mm-hmm.
but the way he was hustling and just signing fools and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that they had content and CDs. I remember going to swap meets like the Santa Fe, like in Norwalk, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
Norwalk by Santa Fe Springs.
Mhm.
You know the Santa Fe Springs.
Yeah,
Swap meet going there and like I remember everywhere you would see it was like hella Chicano like rap albums and like they even had like posters of like everybody that was in high power.
yeah, yeah.
Like the marketing that man made for the community was almost unmatched
Yeah, yeah.
for that time.
He had an idea and shit, bro. You know? Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like more than like 80% of those artists didn't really pop
Yeah.
off, but like he made it cool.
But the
to
brand high power
the
hit
brand
and
high
shit.
power
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. And that's a dope ass brand name too, dude. To be
yeah,
honest, and
for high
shit. You
power, you know what I
know?
mean?
Yeah.
For you
Yeah.
know, for
Yeah. Yeah.
Hispanic,
I think so.
that probably motivated other people to like, okay, let's make our platform,
Yeah.
and it motivated other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely, dude. No, that's dope. And so then you listen to a lot of different type of music too and shit, dude. Like who do you think right now, like young artists, or is like doing it for you and shit, dude? You know? And
As
they
a
don't have to be famous. It's just like that they're dope and shit. You know?
Like they're dope. I say Peso's dope as a young
Yeah.
artist. You know what I mean? I might not be able to relate to it, but I know that I can feel it. Like he got heart,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's trying to like he's trying to be keep it lyrical, but he's still being the streets.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like if somebody comes in there with that the right hook to make it mainstream, like he's gonna go into he's already like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, he's
I
a
think
Grammy and shit.
I
No?
think he's on top of the game, and like when it comes to like Latinos in LA,
Yeah.
like the youngsters, I think he's like he's definitely top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then but I feel like he's just one hit away.
There you go.
You know what I'm
Huh?
saying? So I can see Peso. I think Bravo's tight. I mean, obviously, I mean they're gonna say he's already old, but like Jeezy, I think Jeezy still has so much room to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came from Shoreline Mafia, like as a youngster. But like right now, I think he's like a household name on the West Coast. But like if you go to like maybe to like the East Coast, they're not bumping him like as much,
Oh, I
right?
see. Yeah. Yeah.
He's known,
Yeah.
but he's not like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like in that just makes the whole Latino community look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like he still has like so much room to grow. Um, like
I heard it. I heard OGZ's music. That's just dope. I haven't heard of Bravo the Bag Chaser song actually though.
no,
No, I know who he is. I don't know what he
yeah,
looks like, but I've seen him advertised for shows and stuff.
yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard one of his songs and shit,
Yeah,
bro. You know?
he's been out. He's
Yeah.
been out for a minute now, but I feel like he could also have like he just has that one song is gonna go. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
it comes
that's
to
fire.
people that I think are dope,
Yeah, that's fire. Shit.
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to
Obviously,
check
there's
him
other
out and shit, dude.
yeah,
You know?
and then like other like youngsters coming up that are dope that I probably feel like if they had more direction they could give like more mainstream songs, but like they're killing it in LA. I'll give it up to like Chino the P.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it up to Jay Hustle.
Yeah, Jay Hustle's popping and
Jay,
shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was actually on one of my shows like early on. He
Mm-hmm.
might not even remember because I think he came with homies.
Oh,
But I
right.
always remember him
Sure.
even from a while ago. I think it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And because I actually put Chino the P in one of his first shows.
Oh yeah,
And then,
I heard you say that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and
How you
uh,
met him through the lift and
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So he's always going viral in LA, but like I feel like he should try to target. You know, me, I feel like he should be like I believe in him so much
yeah,
that I feel like somebody should like throw him like I don't know like a hook or something. I don't know something
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to make it to a bigger platform than just LA because I feel like the world is bigger than LA. Like I think
Yeah.
some fools just want to make it here. You know, and that's
Yeah.
cool. But like you should want to like I don't know. You should always want to do bigger.
Yeah. And then the thing is that there's a lot of artists now, dude. Like when you think about it, like not just in LA, but I mean coming out of Texas, right? Coming out of
Yeah.
Arizona and shit, right? They just don't get enough shine like people from here do and shit, right? You know? But I've not linked up, but like tapped in with a couple different artists from these different states and they're fired too and shit, dude, you know?
Man,
Yeah.
super. I'm obviously like I guess biased. I'm from L.A. West Coast. I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
give it up out here. But being on tour and going to different states, man, you meet so many dope, talented people
Yeah.
that you know what I mean. Like shout out to Script Prescription from Waco, Texas. Like he's doing his thing. He's been doing it for a minute, but like the way he just has things like set up out there, like he got his city on lock, and he's constantly, consistently touring. Not just his own tours that he throws. He's on tour right now
Mm-hmm.
on his own tour. But he also jumps on bigger art. He's not afraid to invest. He
Mm-hmm.
like before this tour, he was on tour with Mercury,
Mm-hmm.
and Mercury's is a big artist from Canada,
Oh, all right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's a rapper, and he's signed to Death Row.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but even before Death Row, he was already like online. If you look up Mercury's,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
pretty dope. And
Yeah,
then,
because labels don't just pick up anybody from scratch like before, I would think and shit. No, like
yeah,
now you gotta
yeah.
have some motion and shit. You know.
You gotta have motion, or you gotta bring big bread, or both. You know what I'm saying? Or it just depends. Like
Mm-hmm.
either you know somebody or you gotta have the motion, you get in there,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
work hard, or you gotta cough up some bread. You know what I'm saying?
Because that minimizes their marketing spend and shit
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
So shout out to Prescript, like from Texas.
Mm.
He's super dope, a real cool dude. What's it called in AZ? You know what I mean? Like shout out to all my natives out there.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so many dope native artists in AZ, bro. I think
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I always like. I always make sure, like, I always stay to watch like the natives perform
Yeah.
because they don't get that much shine, bro.
Yeah. I haven't. I don't think I've ever heard of a native artist, bro. You know.
Bro, there's a lot of dope native artists. Like in AZ, you got Technique, you got Radio Flow, you got you know what I mean? Like shout out to my boy Dolo. You got there's just so many, like I'm telling you, like especially like Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
like there's a big like native scene out there like that they'll love hip hop, bro, but they don't get the shine or the exposure.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like make sure y'all go tap in with
Check them out.
the native artists, man. They got something to say. You know what I mean? They really out here trying to put in the work, but they just don't. I feel like a lot of like uh, either podcasts or artists don't give them the platform.
Yeah.
How y'all gonna come into native land in Arizona
Yeah.
and not have a native artist open up? I think that's crazy.
Oh, all right.
You know
Good
what
to
I'm
know.
saying?
Good to know and shit.
Like
you
stuff
know?
like that. Yeah.
And that's what's up. So damn, bro, you've been doing this for a while and shit, right? And different
Mhm.
aspects of the business as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's next for you and shit?
Ooh, what's next to me is just a scale. I think I told you off camera. I'm trying to more focus on like bigger platforms
Mm-hmm.
or things with more attention. I mean, I'm gonna always be the guy that's gonna give the smaller platforms a chance and like work with anybody. But I think it's time for Curfew to like really put myself and invest in myself and go and do bigger things because not only do I deserve it, but I feel like the world, the universe deserves
Just to
to see
bump
what
some
I got.
curfew and shit, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I feel like I bring a lot of good into the game and a lot of positive good energy.
yeah.
And there's so many people out here spreading bad energy. I think, we need to change the narrative.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. Well said, dude, for sure, man, you know? And like, what do you think holds you back, dude, from like scaling right now?
I think all you
Because
you
you've been
truly,
growing, obviously,
yeah,
right? You
yeah,
get
yeah.
me?
I mean, it's a slow
But
grind, but
yeah,
but I've always, you know what I mean, I've always
sure,
been in
sure.
that climb, you know what I'm saying? And I think what it is now, you just need to invest. You gotta invest in yourself more. This is what I always tell. Like that's kind of like a trick. Like everybody always asks, right? That's like the game. Like, oh, what do I gotta do,
Yeah.
right? It's always about the people you know, but it really is as simple. It comes to being consistent and investing. And by investing means your time and money.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't have the enough money, always go and get it. You
Yeah.
always gotta go get more money. Don't try to finesse it with that. But
Mhm.
in the meantime, if
Don't
you're
expect like handouts and
don't
shit,
expect,
you know?
but if you're really, 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 really waiting, if you have the time, some people don't have that. Then go really hard and be really consistent with content with that time that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get some money, then add money to that content. If you have that double threat, you're unstoppable.
That's for
You know
sure.
what I mean? Being
Yeah.
consistent, dropping content, and then keep putting money on ads and money on things, investing, making trips, going on flights, meeting with people. Stop being lazy and just trying to do it from home.
Yeah.
Go actually meet with people and make it personal because you know what I mean. Like this relationship won't be the same if we were just on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
If it was just on Instagram, it wasn't
Yeah,
on
for
text.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just with everybody. I don't care what they say. Like I don't gotta meet people. Like you definitely the biggest the biggest connections have been made in person,
Yeah, for sure.
not through
That's why
the internet.
big business is in the golf course and shit, dude, you know?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But Koreans have dinners,
Yeah, see?
have drunk dinners.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where they find out if you're cool enough to like
To rock with
hang.
them and shit,
Yeah,
huh? Yeah,
same
yeah.
shit with the golf course. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure, man. And every culture probably has their thing and
Yeah.
shit, dude.
And
You
with the
know?
homies back in the day, it was the carne
Yeah.
asada.
You know,
Where you cool to kick
yeah,
it.
for real, huh?
You know what
Oh,
I'm
this
saying?
fool
So
can't pull up, then you know.
like, oh, he ain't
Yeah,
Mexican. Like,
yeah,
oh, like, you know what I mean? Because I was, you know,
I went I used to travel to Asia, bro, to China a lot when I was
Uh-huh.
younger and shit. And I used to do business with this dude that was he was a councilman. He owned his own factory, but he was a councilman from his district and shit, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
hung out with the mayor and the chief of police and all that, right? And I went one time and shit, and they had this dinner, bro, and it was like a table of like 14 people, right, big, and they just keep bringing food out, bro, like crazy and shit, no? And they have this thing called the yang mei, which is like a berry, but it only grows in the mountains in this little area.
Ooh.
But they mix it with like rice liquor, so it's like a mix and
What is
shit.
it called? Soju?
I don't know what they
Something like
call
that?
it, but it's like I know it's a rice liquor, like a vodka almost and shit.
Okay.
But they mix it with the fruit from the young may, which is like a blueberry, like a purple one and shit. It's juicy, it's nice and shit, you know. But their tradition, bro, and this is like the councilman, the mayor, the police chief, and all that, right? And we're eating dinner and all that shit, and um the tradition with them is that the one person from the table gets up and they come to your spot with the drink and they pour it and they pour you in and they
Uh-huh.
like gambe and you take a shot. Boom, right? And then he goes, all 14 people. Then the next dude gets up and he goes, all 14 people. Then the next dude gets up and like that and like that. And then when they're done, like I go up and I have to go take a shot with each one. Well, you're faded. Like you're like fucking, and then
Yeah,
they do it
yeah, yeah.
over and over. It doesn't stop and shit. But they're enjoying dinner, they're talking, they're vibing and shit. You get me? And then that's like their thing for business and shit. Like for them, like, oh yeah, we like this dude, you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't partake, it's kind of like, oh yeah, we don't really rock with this dude and shit, you know. But I tripped out on something like that. Was like, damn, like you gotta be fucking ready to drink and shit, dude, you know. Yeah,
Damn,
which
like
is a
yeah.
trip, dude, you know. But it's a
But once you hang
different
in
area
there,
in China, different culture and everything, bro. These are like almost, I don't want to say elite, but like you know how when you go to China, they have the Republican, right? Like the party, right?
mhm,
Um, in every district, they have a representative for the Republican or the I want to say the Republican part for their party,
mhm.
so that when they go, it's like so everything stays in line, basically. So even that dude was there and shit, you know. And it's like the representative of the party from China, dude, which is a trip and shit, dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, damn, so this is how they get down and shit, dude, you know. I remember I like drinking beer and I asked for a beer and they brought a keg of beer and shit, dude, because they're like pleasers and shit, you know. And I'm just like, fuck, how I'm gonna drink a keg? They're like, don't worry about that shit. You just drink whatever you want and shit. And then the rest, they just whatever they do with it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a trip, huh? You ask for a beer and they bring you a keg of beer and shit, dude. You get me? Not one beer, not
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just a trip, dude. You know. But just culturally, it's different and shit, bro. You know, those experiences to me opened my eyes a lot and shit, like in different aspects and shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah. But nah, dude, I think we're going almost like on 2 hours right here. I usually do like 1 hour and shit,
I
dude.
didn't
You
even
know?
notice, man. It's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
interview.
A lot of good conversations and shit, bro. You
Yeah,
know?
and
And
we haven't even gone through the whole timeline.
yeah, I know. That's
There's
what I
gotta
was
be
trying to say.
a part two.
Definitely,
We're
man.
barely at like where I was at
Recording and shit.
in high school,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
senior
yeah.
year.
Yeah, nah, that's what's up, dude. But nah, I think it was dope, dude. You know, we covered a lot of ground and shit. Hopefully you do come back and shit, dude, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And rock with us and shit, dude, you know? We're definitely gonna be fucking with your music going on and shit, dude, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I think that's dope. You're a grinder for sure, bro. So that I think, you know.
Man, I always tell people don't let the belly fool you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I go everywhere, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, dude. You know,
Yeah.
and you have to, huh? Like in this, like how you were mentioning, like investing in yourself is crazy because, um, one thing for sure is like when you make a plan, it's like you might not have all the parts, right? So if you make a plan, like, damn, I want to go viral. Well, what do you need to go viral, right? You have to outline it, no? And then it's like, well, I don't have this. Okay, well, this month I'm gonna get this. Next month I'm gonna focus on this, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
No, like you say, if you didn't have money, you would be like, well, how much money do I need? Oh, I need five. Oh, well, let me create a plan to get the money. And when you start breaking shit down like that, you'll realize that a lot of things are easy to do and shit. No, it's just having like a plan and your execution part of
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
shit, dude.
And
You
even
know?
if you don't have a plan, it's just being like just release content.
Yeah.
Like in between the plans,
Cause you got a phone and the
you got a
content's free,
phone.
bro. You're already there.
Like Gary Vee said it best. Like I seen like a clip go viral and it always resurfaces. Like the person was like, "What do I got to do to get started?" Like you got a phone, right? Start right now.
Yeah, that's it.
And then somebody told them, "What do I? I don't know what to post sometimes. post that. Post a video, but you not knowing what to post.
Yeah, that's a trip, you know?
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's content.
It is.
You know what I mean? And that gets the conversation started. And this maybe somebody will tell you, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know what to post about. Post about whatever you want, whatever you're doing at that moment. That's content. So like, that's what he talked. Like that was a cool thing. Like not trying to get. I know you probably want to wrap this up.
No, we could keep going and shit. I'm doing it for your time and shit.
Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. But yeah, he was talking about like we live in the era of like ADHD. Like you could be somebody that has a lot of interest. That's okay now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an artist, but I can also talk about like you know, I like Pokemon. Like I like to collect Pokemon cards.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
And that's not like corny. Like you could be an artist and say that and make content about that and put your song in the background, or you could do that, go viral with that, and your next thing that you talk about is your show.
Yeah.
Your people are gonna show up. Like there's you know how many people I have at a show that probably collect Pokemons like I do.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, that's cool as shit.
Right, like, where you look at your cards and shit.
Yeah, I like his music and he likes Pokemon cards. He's like me. Like you gotta make these like people are like
no, they're not just
into personal, like you know.
Yeah, what I mean? Personalize your experience and then create like a personalized experience for your fans and shit, dude. Yeah. Some people might not rock with your music, but now they're listening to your music because of the Pokemon cards and shit.
Exactly, you know? But that's the age we live in right now, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you take that. That's the age of you could be so many different things, and if you want to go circle back to you being an artist, it's okay. Like, you can make that your main thing, and then still do the other things. You know how so many people are like worried about, oh, I'm just gonna make a cooking channel, I'm gonna make a hobby channel, and I'm gonna make my music channel, and I'm gonna make this channel just for family. Yeah. Like you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it and shit for sure.
You don't. Know? I mean, you could maybe to organize if that's who you are, but like you don't. You don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
You can literally just have one channel about who you are.
And I've seen a lot of channels like that too. And shit,
I do that on my TikTok. Like, it's all music, and then all of a sudden you see me opening a pack of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Like, why? I was debating. Should I make another? No, this is just me. Like, I want to just
as an artist, that's you. And shit,
like,
right?
I don't really care to scale on Pokemon. Like, my whole scaling is on me and being an artist. So if I want to show you in this video, like with TikTok, that's the you know, the sweet thing about TikTok. Like, you can go viral on just Pokemon, and then people go in there, go in your profile, and your people will follow. Out of those 10 people that go to your page, 2 of those they love hip hop. So now they're like, they love Pokemon and hip hop. Now it's like you got that audience.
Yeah. If I was a music artist, dude, I would drop a verse of one of my songs every day.
Every day,
and then just literally like me, like rapping my verse and shit.
Yeah, and it's so easy on TikTok. You do that, and they already have a button that does the lyrics.
Oh, see,
as you're saying them, like back then you had to get a download of something, or you had to really edit it the word by word.
Edit it,
and now it does it in one. Like I click it, and literally in 10 seconds, it already has the lyrics as I'm saying them. And there might be 1 or 2 things you gotta change, like. But you can edit it on the spot. It's so easy.
I seen this dude right here, and he's dropped the same video with different filters.
Oh, really?
And it's the same video, and he's dope, dude. You know, I don't know if you've seen him, man.
Oh. Yeah. And every time it uploads, it hits different people.
Yes, and it does. And then he does one in color, one in black and white, one with the sky. And all that shit, dude, you know?
And he's just chilling.
And his lowrider bike.
Yeah.
Basic and sweat.
At home.
Put his phone on the stand.
He don't got to go nowhere.
You know?
He's chilling, making content.
This went on TikTok, 8,000 views in 2 days. I mean, you know?
Yeah, and then it works. So he's like, okay, it works. I'm going to do another filter.
Yeah.
And then he gets a whole new audience from that. Like,
yeah, and then that's what I trip out on. And then I have this dude, too, that I've seen, dude. Maybe that one's on Instagram. But this is what I mean. That's how easy it is and shit, dude. And some people get, like, high quality with it and shit, you know? I trip out on these and shit. I don't know if you've seen those shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, dude. She's so funny and shit, dude. And she was like, I'm fuck them up and shit. And then it's like, no, that's not what you're going to do and shit. I can't find the other. Oh, yeah, this dude, like, I don't know. He's probably, see, that's the other video right there.
Yep, same video, just different,
and shit, you know? And then what? I don't know how many views that one had. 8,000 too. Now he has 16,000 views.
16,000 and probably 2 different audiences.
Yeah. And this is the other dude, like 43K. He's probably famous. He has one song, and he has like 100 pieces of content. He does the same song in different areas.
In different area, yep.
Just like the same reel though, over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with the iPhone 17, if you put the certain what's it called, settings, it looks like a professional DSLR
see,
camera.
that's what it is. And I'm like, damn, he just has a dope camera. And but look,
No, yeah, and then
same song.
And
then
you
he has
see
other,
on the 17 how good the
you know,
the motion is on the 17. Like you don't even need a thing. You just go like that
A
with your phone,
stabilizer
and
and
it
shit,
looks like
huh?
it's stabilized.
Oh yeah.
Like with just with your hand. You know?
But that's when I see these dudes, and I mean, this is TikTok. He's like, I mean, he's probably famous, but I never heard of him and shit, dude.
Yeah.
But like
But he hit
878,000.
your algorithm.
Yeah, from doing. I saw one of those videos, and I watched it, and I was like,
that's your algorithm.
yeah. And now I see each one, and I'm just like, dude, this fool has 100 pieces of content on one
And you
song.
heard it, and you heard that piece so many times that you probably know some of the song. Like part of the song.
I actually vibed to it, dude. I was looking for it on Apple Music. I couldn't find it and shit, dude. You know?
That's what. Remember what I said? That's what got you from that piece of content to something that's monetized.
Yeah, because remember, radio used to do this, right? Remember, radio would play a song, and you would be like, "Oh, that shit's whack," but then they would play it over and over, and the next thing you know, you're singing it. Next thing you know, you're trying to buy the CD. Next thing you know, it's like there's a banging ass song and shit.
Yeah.
But all they did was play it over and over with the different DJs, the different time, the different everything, right? Different intro and shit. That song just grew on you and shit, dude. You know, it's a trip, no?
Yeah.
So this dude, I feel like they took some of that, and it's like they might not like the reel in the car, but they might like the reel in the train tracks and shit. You get me? And it's just like, fuck it, one of them will hit. You know? I don't know.
And it's not like he's spending a lot of bread.
Yeah,
to do it.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
it's like trial and you can just keep trying and trying and trying, and eventually you'll hook them. You know what I'm saying?
One of them's gonna hit. You know. And if it doesn't hit, now you got a second song and do 100 pieces of content for that.
And do it. That's what they said. They said like the new thing to do nowadays, which I'm gonna start doing. Like you do it every month. You pick one song. In the 30 days, you just do content to that one song.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Boom, over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next song, and then eventually something's gonna hit. You just keep doing that.
And see, that's what we talked to the artist I told you, Baby Joint, and you're gonna see. I don't want to say repeat the same thing. We're gonna do it with our own flavor, and it's just gonna hit like the same song, the chorus or the verse or whatnot and shit, dude. Just different aspects because it really is that easy and shit, dude. You know?
It's easy, it's fast,
and it's fun.
And it's fun.
Yeah, and hopefully people like it and shit. And like me, dude, I'm like, I think the other day I had a homie here and I had him sit on one of these little racks, and I had another homie pull him from the back, and I followed him. Like recording a reel and shit. I haven't dropped it yet, but I'm just like I like doing shit like that, dude. Like, oh man, let's try something new. Like
you're making like this space like a content, like
a content.
All right, let's see how this goes and like push it out and like really do this
with the iPhone.
Yeah,
boom. You know,
you got the space, the time.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah. And it's like if you want to work, come chill. We work and shit. You want to come with the bullshit.
It's like you said earlier, like it turned from like just the homies like drinking or just chilling, not doing nothing really productive, as you could say, to like let's turn that into
a content creation.
Content creation,
yeah. With all the different artists, and they're all up and coming. So now it's like I'm not like benefiting, you know, like in a way, right? I like it because I enjoy it, dude.
Yeah, but it's more like you're investing in them early.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever.
And they're not signed to me or nothing, right? They're just like, you know,
you're doing it is because you're genuinely doing it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? That just God's just gonna bless you. I mean, it's just.
I feel like maybe, dude, but to me the big reward to me is like, damn, hopefully this homie can be like blow up and get some money and shit and stay off the street.
That part,
right? You get me, and to me that's like, fuck, that'll be dope as fuck, bro. Like,
you're doing it from a genuine space.
I feel like I'm like, damn, I helped that homie. Like, you get me, like.
And not just that. That's also like free advertisement for other things that you're doing.
Yeah.
People see that and they're like, oh, where'd he do that? He gonna advertise you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the plays, boom, 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 boom. And it's like, you know,
that'd be dope too and shit, you know.
It's a full circle.
But to me, it's fun, dude. I enjoy the creative part of it. Like, I honestly wish I could rap. Because I would be like, there's some things that I have ideas that they're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. You get me?
You're
And
like, damn, but if
I
I
just
was
be
the
like,
rapper, I'd do
I would have
this
hopped
idea.
on that shit, bro.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
different and shit. You get me?
That's what happened when I made beats. Like
Yeah, you
eventually,
see?
I'm like, oh, y'all don't want to get on this beat?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm gonna start writing to my own
Yeah,
beats.
you go. Yeah, right.
That's
Because
how
I
it
know this
happened.
is hard and shit,
Yeah,
right? You get me?
yeah.
And that's the thing when you make something, you put your time and effort into it. You're like, oh, this is dope and shit. But it's always funny how when you look 5 years from now, or like if you listen to your beats from back then, you're gonna be like, fuck, I can't believe I was putting this
Bro,
shit
it
out.
sounded
No?
like do 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 do
Yeah,
do 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 do. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right? I mean, I don't know. It's that kind of thing where anything, no, because everything is outdated. Very rarely is there timeless music, no. Like Tupac to me is timeless and shit, right?
timeless.
You get me?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's a lot of the shit. It seemed negative until you listen to his backstory, and you're just like, oh, he was shedding light on the negativity and
Yeah.
shit, right? That nobody was, you know?
Because
Uh,
there's nobody like him. He could literally go from being an activist to he was a very like protector of women, women. You know what I mean? Like he was a gangster.
yeah,
He stood up for himself. He was also emotional.
yeah,
Like you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
They asked if you played Pokemon Go and shit.
No, that I do. I do not play no. I don't play Pokemon Go, but
The values in the
I
cards and shit.
I definitely play the online TCG game. I don't play like in person. I like to collect and I like to play the TCG game on the app. But you know what? Everybody keeps telling me that I should go on Pokemon Go. I haven't played Pokemon Go.
I'm sure we're all familiar.
Oh, you have it and shit?
No, I know what it's about. I think I downloaded
Yeah.
it when it was like when it first came out viral.
Oh, all right.
But
Yeah,
everybody's telling me like I that I should get on Pokemon Go.
I've
Maybe
never
I
tried
should.
it.
Maybe I should.
Is Pokemon Go the one where you follow with your phone and they kind of like pop up?
Yeah, where you catch Pokemon wherever,
Like actual, like
where,
you're a Pokemon
like
catcher.
actual locations.
Oh shit.
And you have to be at that location to catch it.
Yeah. Me,
Yeah.
I never got into Pokemon and shit, dude. Like I remember
No?
seeing the cartoon, but it was never like Dragon Ball Z was never like my thing and shit, dude. You know?
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
was in early,
Yeah.
so I was there. I've been into Pokemon.
Team Mystic, dude.
Ooh, let go.
I know some of the Pokemons. I don't know if it's Mystic, but obviously I know Charmander and fucking
Yeah,
the Pikachu and shit. You know?
yeah. My favorite is Snorlax.
Yeah, I don't know Snorlax
You know what
and
I'm
shit.
saying?
Nah,
'Cause,
yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
relate to Snorlax.
Yeah.
Big boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. And
But
shit.
you know what I mean. But don't poke Snorlax so much as you know.
Oh, he got the weapons and shit, dude. You know?
No.
Nah, that's the trick. So yeah, I've never got into it, dude. Like I don't know, like I was more like into like the X-Men and Spider-Man and shit.
I was
you know?
into all that too, though.
Yeah, see, yeah, X-Men's the shit, huh?
X-Men '97 is the best.
Hey, that just came out too. That shit
Yeah.
was banging and shit, huh?
I knew it would make a full. Even like the original, like the '90s Spider-Man was fire.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure.
The cartoon.
The one that was the best one.
That was
for
that was
yeah,
the best one.
yeah.
And obviously, Batman had so many different versions. And
But I
stuff.
like Batman. Fuck the one that they used to give on the WB, dude. On the I don't think it's called Batman Begins and shit. Homies played Pokemon Go also.
Of
and
course,
shit. Yeah,
man.
of course,
There's
dude.
homies all over.
It's not a specific genre of people and shit, bro. It's
No,
for everybody.
especially homies that grew up in the '90s as kids, like
yeah, that's what it
like,
was
liter-
in that
literally-
era and shit. No?
literally grew up to all that. So they might have been banging the hood and then playing Pokemon. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like I literally used to like I ain't gonna lie, I used to finesse fools in elementary school. Like I would like get my pack, and if I bought a Pokemon pack and I didn't get a good card in there, or if it was all doubles, I knew how to open it nicely, and I had a super glue.
Yeah.
And I would put all my shitty cards and like my doubles, put them in there, and then sell that shit at school.
Yeah, like a new pack and shit.
So I've always been a hustler.
Yeah,
like,
that's
we can get
trippy
like
and shit, dude.
that could be a whole nother interview, but that's like from seeing my
Right.
mama hustle. That I learned how to hustle. My first real hustle was reselling my Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a trick. That is a trick.
That was my first hustle.
Imagine you open a pack and it's all full of shitty cards and shit, dude.
Bro,
That's fucked
but
up.
that was already happening.
Yeah.
So like fools didn't think twice, and then I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
He-
trick, dude.
He said my
My
era.
era, Lintoneros
and-
era, man.
And I literally fought fools in the playground at 8 years old over Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
before.
I grew up in the marbles area.
Me too.
I was playing marbles.
Marbles
and, shit.
and the Pogs.
Pogs, kind of a little bit,
Yeah,
but
you were into that? No,
Nah.
I had my whole little Pog set up, but
yeah. The slammers and shit, you know. But marbles was like the shit to me and shit. You
Man,
know,
I used to
playing
love
poison
that.
and shit. That shit was fire and
Yep.
shit. You
And
know?
then it was big also for me and my like in my house because in Colombia it was such a big thing.
Oh, really? Marbles
Yeah.
or
So
pogs and shit?
no, the marbles.
Yeah, yeah.
So whenever like we would go there, we would always buy hella marbles to give as gifts coming back.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
always try to make sure I had like the best
Yeah, you
marbles.
had all the pearls and
I come
shit.
to the playground. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Set up my own little, my thing. But like that was I forgot.
You had the boulders.
You know
and
what? I
everything
almost
and
forgot
shit.
about that memory. You just brought back
Yeah,
a
dude.
memory like that.
I got on my first fight, dude, in '93 was over marbles and shit. Cause they try and jack like that they got into the poison, but they didn't get into a poison. They trying to like beat me like that, and then we got into a fight over a marble and shit, bro. Yeah. I was in third grade and shit, dude. That was my first fight over
You was trying to flick your marble at
some
those
property
fools,
and
huh?
shit, dude. You know, it was the principle of the matter. Because at the end of the day, the marbles got lost because we were fighting and shit. You know.
Well,
So
think about that shit. You know how everything makes a full circle.
Mhm.
That shit never came back. I never seen kids like back on marbles.
nah, you're right and shit, huh?
And then even like I remember for a while everybody was trying to do trick shots on what's it called on what was I gonna say? They were trying to do what were we talking about? I got a brain fart.
Marbles, but that they didn't come back.
Yeah,
like nothing
the yo-yos. Everybody was trying to do trick shots.
Oh
Remember?
yeah.
You could buy the yo-yos were everywhere.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody got good at it.
I
even knew
try
how
to
do
do
a hella
tricks with
tricks.
yo-yos. I could do like the walking one, and the like obviously like the bouncing one.
Did
and
you know how to
shit.
do the around the world?
Nah.
No, I got pretty good at
Yeah?
that. The walking the dog.
Yeah.
Like I could literally. You know how to do all
Yeah,
that?
I know how to do the walking the dog,
walking the
and I can make
dog,
it spin while I
make
was
it
holding it
spin.
like on the bottom,
Yup.
and then bring it back up and shit.
My trick was around the world and shit. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was good at that.
That's a trip, dude.
And then you were like you were hella cool if you had like it had different heads. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like the more heads it had on it, like it was the
Yeah,
more
yeah.
intricate.
Or the lighting ones and
The
shit
lighting,
too.
yup.
Yeah, that shit was fire, man. You know.
And that kind of made a little comeback, I think, like for kids. And then
Yeah.
then it went away. But marbles,
It's because right now,
I
like,
never seen that come back.
like,
yet.
well, I don't think right now at the time would be for anything outdoors and shit. No.
The what?
Oh, they said
They thought
marbles. We're talking about Marvel and shit. Yeah, that's why ain't nobody playing marbles no more because they're watching Marvel instead, dude. You know,
Sheesh.
like that's why I think a lot of these outdoor toys. I mean, remember in TV you used to see commercials for shit like that, the slip
Yup.
and slide, Twister. This was the shit, no?
Mhm.
And I don't think those things will ever make a comeback because nobody's really outdoors like that no more, dude. You know, like they're outdoors as much as from a kid age, but like when your kid turns 6, 7, even younger now, they give them a tablet and shit, dude. You know?
Man,
Right?
I know.
Like, you know?
Man, that's to me, it's
So,
heartbreaking at
Yeah.
times. though. I
So
ain't gonna
like, I mean, back then people had basketballs and you did all kinds of shit, rollerblading and shit, bro. You get me? Like,
lie.
that's
Well,
what.
I was really into rollerblading, but
Yeah,
like
me too and shit.
what would they call it? The more advanced rollerblades? Because I wanted to be like the sharks.
Yeah.
What were they called? Remember those
The street
rollerblades?
sharks and
The
shit.
street sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie, Prayer of the Roller Boys and shit? With the white trench coats and shit?
No,
fool,
I
you
gotta
gotta
see
check
that.
that 80s. I'm a big 80s movie. I watch all movies, bro. So any movie I probably seen.
Oh,
it
so
and shit.
you're more instead of like the
That's my
music,
hobby.
You're
and
more
shit.
of a movie junkie. Okay.
Like I know a lot of movies, like, but Prayer of the Roller Boys is back in the 80s. They have a couple big stars and shit,
Really?
you know.
Okay, you put me on.
But I
remember
guess
that one.
it's these fools that they're on rollerblades, but they're a mafia of teenagers that roll on rollerblades everywhere with machine guns. I mean, think of, it sounds silly as fuck, but when you watch it at a young kid, you were like, "Oh, those fools are hard." But they're like drug dealers, bro. They're making their own fabrication of the drugs. It's a different time in the world and shit, you know.
Damn.
And people are trying to go undercover to bust them, but where they roll on rollerblades. So I want to be like one of them fools and shit, dude. And they had like white trench coats and shit. They were the shit, dude. You
What's
know?
it called again?
Prayer of the Roller Boys
Prayer
and
of
shit.
the Roller Boys.
Yeah.
Hey, and shout out my girl. I seen her in the chat earlier. Don't think I ain't see you, baby.
Oh yeah, those Snorlax, babe. Yeah, with the green heart and shit.
Yeah, she calls me Snorlax.
Oh, there you go. Nah, that's what's up, dude. But yeah, dude, I want to invite you over another time and shit, dude, so we could chop it up some more, dude. That was a good conversation and shit.
Yeah.
This is probably my longest episode and shit on the live
Yeah.
and shit, dude. You know? Um,
he probably thinking like, man, when is this fool gonna stop talking?
Nah, that's the thing. I'm thinking the same thing because I could chop it up, bro.
Oh,
Like I
me
could
too.
chop it up and shit, you know.
Hmm.
But I do like to keep it about the music and shit,
Yeah,
dude, and inspiring other young homies that are coming from, like you said, a lot of people they overthink it in their head, and there's probably somebody out here that be trying to rap, bro, or make beats or do a videography shit,
yeah,
and they like, nah, but I'll suck. Like I don't want to get clown or this and that. So when they hear all these backstories, I feel like somebody's gonna relate and be like, "Fuck, I'm gonna just do it." Like the homie did it. You get me?
yeah.
And so what if you get clown, bro? So what if everybody's gonna be whack in the beginning and shit? No,
That
it's
part.
how much time you invest and
Yeah,
grow
I
your
was
shit.
yeah, because I was hella whack, and then just because I kept it consistent, I remember people used to like laugh at me, stuff,
Yeah,
and then I started surpassing them,
yeah,
and then they don't even rap anymore. So it's like
yeah,
the fools that are make fun of you, you're probably gonna outlast them.
yeah,
You
for
keep
sure.
going,
Yeah,
you're gonna outlast them.
because they're focusing on the wrong energy and shit,
Yeah.
man. You know?
Hey, Blastoise is a fire Pokemon too.
See, they him I seen it and shit,
It
dude.
says bring him back. Let's go.
Why they don't have them on the decks no more and shit? Like there's certain ones that are rare, no?
No, oh no. Well, obviously, there's certain cards like so what it looks like is it could be rare, but like the old Pokemon always resurface.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
the like the when it comes to the Pokemon like universe, it just keeps getting bigger.
Oh,
There's
they
more
have new Pokemons
no
and shit.
Pokemon, and it
Oh,
adds to the universe type
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah,
it's not like the old Pokemon they don't now they have new Pokemon. No,
yeah,
it's you just keep adding
yeah.
adding. Yeah,
I remember the Pokemon when they came out. I always thought it was the Mighty Max fool and shit.
Mighty Max.
You remember that shit with the hat
Yeah,
and shit at the yeah? I always thought it
yeah.
was him and shit, dude. You know. I go way back with Mighty Max though and shit, dude. Yeah, I
Damn.
was into the cartoons and all that shit, bro. You know,
Hey, 90s. I mean,
it was a
some
good
people.
time and shit.
So some people
You
would
know.
debate. They say 80s. I mean, I was born 90,
Yeah,
so I'm biased, but I feel like 90s had the best cartoons
yeah.
from 90 to 99.
I was born '84, but I remember everything in the '90s and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of stuff from like
Oh yeah,
obviously,
because
you
like
know.
you were what like six
Yeah,
years
yeah,
old by
yeah.
then. That's
But the '90s, I feel like the '80s. When you look back now, to me, it's like, yeah, it's dope, no? It's like dope, like what they said, respect from the Samoan community, Australia and New Zealand. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you tapping
hey.
in, yo. You know?
Shout out to all my peoples,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But like damn, I lost my train of thought, but because I was reading, oh shit, from they're watching from
Yeah,
over
that's
there and shit.
fire.
That is fire. Um, what was I talking about? I just straight lost my train of thought. But I know I was talking about something old school and shit. Oh yeah, so like
Cartoons,
'80s.
yeah.
When you look back, the '80s are like dope for their music was dope. A lot of good movies and shit. But I feel like the '90s was the technology breakthrough,
Ooh,
right? So you were like
the
the
.com
Walkmans
era.
was coming out, right? Like I remember the first time I saw a computer was in 1996 in junior high. They were like bringing them in for the school and shit, and then I
Mhm.
was drawing and shit
Windows
like that.
95 and
That
all
shit was
that.
blue and shit,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
screen and the letters were like green or white or some
Oh,
shit.
okay, yeah,
So it wasn't
damn.
really, and you were using floppy disk. So if you wanted to run a program, you put a floppy disk in for art, and then you can draw like with the mouse and shit.
Like
Like,
it wasn't just in there.
but it was
You had to put the
pixelated.
art
Yeah, you
just
had to
to
put the program in the
yeah,
floppy disk. Yeah, there wasn't built in and shit. You know, I don't know how that worked, but
but at that
um,
time you're like, oh
that shit was the shit, bro. I was like, oh shit, like I wanted to stay in computer lab all the time and shit, dude. You know, but
yeah.
I didn't know what I know now. Obviously, it was basic shit. You know. But I feel like the '90s provided a lot of like dope cartoons for that because the technology was getting better and shit. Like the
Hmm.
movies were like dope and shit, So that's what I feel like the difference was. It might have been a better time, but I feel like they gave us more in the '90s and shit, for sure. Yeah. But now that's what's up, bro. So anything else you want to share and shit?
Man, I think
Any
we,
shows coming up
we're
or
gonna have to
anything?
leave that for part two. But yeah, no, I'm actually gonna be performing in TJ in Mexico May
I saw
15th.
that and shit, dude. I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
shout out to my boy Wacko. He got his tour called Movidas Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then shout out to my boy that actually hooked me up with that show, even though I already knew Wacko, but
Mm-hmm.
my boy was the one that told me about it and put me on there. And then I was like, oh, that's my boy Wacko.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Obelisk. He's also a part of a group called Dos Caguamas. And there's a lot of dope artists on that lineup. So make sure y'all follow me on all social media and music platforms. Y'all get the update. So if you're in the TJ area, I believe the venue is called Nebraska. It was like Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
something Nebraska. But yeah, it's gonna be on May 15th. We're gonna turn it up. I also, what's it called? I just came from tour. I was just in AZ and Texas. So shout out to my boy G Hippie. He came on tour with me.
Dope.
He was rocking out with me on the stages and stuff. He's a dope artist. He's actually he's actually from the West Adams area from Harpies.
All right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So dope artist. But he lives in the Apple Valley area, so
Mm-hmm.
he got that area on lock over there. So whenever I go perform out there, he's definitely he's the one that put me onto that area.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of dope artists in the HD, the high desert
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
So like I
Oh,
said,
that's what's
I go
up.
anywhere, so I'm
Yeah.
not afraid to go to those towns. And then
Yeah.
I got to get a cool fan base because of him. So
Yeah. That's
shout out to
fire.
my boy G Hippie.
You know, my boy was telling me about TJ like music and all that years ago, dude. And he was like, "Oh, we should find somebody there because it's gonna be popping and shit." And they've always had their own motion and shit, no, and TJ and shit. But I feel like with everybody getting deported and shit, like I feel like a lot of artists have been deported and shit, Um, the motion out there is big and shit now, no? Like with
Man,
Hera and Megs making some moves and
we got
shit,
real big. I mean,
right?
obviously Santa Fe
Santa
Clan.
Fe Clan and shit, right?
What's it called? Damn. I mean, even if you want to go further back, but he was kind of like the one that kind of got the way for all these other artists. You
Yeah,
got
like where they're like having big
Sekan,
ass shows now too, no?
Sekan.
And
But now no, they're big. I'm talking about like Santa Fe Clan is like as big as Drake over there.
yeah, it's
You
a
know what I'm
trip, huh?
saying? To the point where he tours over here for like Spanish rap. Now I'm not talking about like Spanish
Yeah.
music where it's like dancing.
Yeah.
For Spanish
For
rap,
yeah,
to
yeah,
make it out here where he tours here and he could do big stadiums, not little
yeah.
concerts.
That's crazy as shit.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And that only makes it good for even for us to go tour over there
Yeah,
because now there is motion and a platform for us to go out there
yeah.
and actually get some motion. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited. It's gonna be my first out of the country show. So that's like
That's
another
fire and shit.
step for me.
Mm.
And that's just me for me grinding, bro. Like
Mm.
that move right there was just for me grinding and people respecting me and being like, bro, we want you. We know you're dope. We rock with you. Come over here. We need some dope artists to come to TJ because we see you grinding. And you always support us and you rock with us and we want you to come to
That's fire and
TJ.
shit, bro. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And it's like the perfect time, like I'm saying. There's like a fan base out there, dude, that is just hungry for.
I haven't
for
been
the
so
shit.
excited. Like I mean,
Yeah.
obviously going to tour with it, but
Yeah.
like, I'm so excited to go to Mexico
Yeah, that's
to
fire.
do something different and then to actually put that on my resume. Like I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There's not a lot of shit that excites us, like
Yeah.
because we do this every day.
Sure, sure.
But that right there, I'm like a little kid.
And it's like a new move and shit, bro.
it's a new move.
basically,
It's
you know?
something a new territory in
Yeah.
another country
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah.
Somebody said they like the Joker on the wall. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my girl said she like
Yeah, yeah. This shit, it's a trip how this came about, dude. This is this dude. He's like a modern day Picasso named Tavi and shit. He
so you
autographs
actually,
them.
So you actually know you got this is an actual piece.
Well,
you made?
I found it. I forgot how I ran into it, but he had like Spider-Man and Joker, and we were trying to like this is like all villains. If you notice, is Michael Myers, Darth Vader and shit, the Stormtroopers, the Raiders from Star Wars and shit. You know?
Yeah.
And these were all made by different artists, bro. Like this is made by B. That one I got in Venice Beach by an artist that does like the printing. And then the Joker I got from Tavi Art, bro. Like so all this is like art from somebody that obviously this they gave me and shit, you know? But this fool, he's like a modern day Picasso. He had like 24 million followers on his Instagram.
Damn.
And he be doing like all this shit. And I hit him up like, hey, I like the Joker. He has a store like in, I want to say Huntington Beach or something.
Oh, okay.
And I told him, hey, if I like that Joker, I'm trying to get a piece. And he sells them for like thousands, I guess. He did this for Hollywood pop art event or some shit. So he had like a Spider-Man, a Batman, and all that. And I told him I like the Joker, and he gave me a good deal, bro. He was like, "Oh shit, you know what? Like it's one my last one in this size." He was like, "You could just like take it and shit, dude, you know." And I was like, "Oh shit, yeah." And I was like,
that's
"Oh shit,"
love.
I was like, "That's fire and shit, bro," you know.
You know how RP? This is an investment, bro.
Yeah, well,
like,
yeah.
He literally gave you an investment.
Yeah, that's what you know. And I seen them after, like I started following them. and he does a lot of big shit. You know,
You better put this in your insurance, man.
yeah, I know.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I
Like,
tripped
for
by and I
real.
was like, oh shit. And then when I
You
didn't
should
know,
insure it.
and then that's when I saw it was like, oh, Tavi Art. So it was like that fool he be doing some big moves. So I was like, oh, that's fire and shit. I ended up getting a piece from a known artist
That's
and shit,
super
dude.
cool.
You
That's a
know?
cool story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And out of like just love, like kind of like I don't know him, dude. You don't know me and shit. But I hit him up and I was like, hey, that shit is fucking dope,
Hey, but
dude. You
that's
get
how
me?
God works, though.
I was
Bro.
like, that shit is like really dope, man. You know?
That's super
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
That's my favorite villain.
Me too, dude. Because he doesn't have superpowers and shit. He's just crazy.
He's just crazy, man, and he's toxic.
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's
You know what I mean?
fucking.
I'm a little toxic.
Yeah,
So.
him and Harley Quinn, dude. You know.
I feel it because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. When you love hard and you go crazy.
That's why I like Batman too, because that fool he's just a millionaire, no, and he makes his own shit.
Yup.
And instead of spending all his million, he decides to fight crime and make a better world and shit, dude. To me, that's like,
And
oh,
even though
shit.
he gets beat up and like
He keeps going
he
and
goes
shit,
home
dude.
and he's like,
He has a
fuck.
gadget for everything and shit. You know?
Yup.
And you know, it's a trip because in the cartoons, when you see him, you don't see that part of it. But when you see the movies, they show him all bruised up, no?
Yup.
And it's like, damn, like they put that human element into him and
Yup.
shit, dude, you know?
Like
Which is
he's
dope.
really getting his ass beat, but he's out there like still like.
Yeah, yeah, for
know?
sure, dude. Yeah. But nah, that was a great convo, bro, for sure, man, you know? And definitely we wish you luck out. And when you going to TJ and shit?
We're gonna go the day of because we're gonna make a turnaround trip. So the
Yeah,
15th,
yeah.
I believe it's a Saturday.
This 15 in May and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's close by and shit, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been out there and shit? Or?
I've been to TJ.
Yeah?
Yeah, but not for the scene. Yeah, but I've been to TJ.
Oh, that's fire and shit. New experience and shit.
I mean, as a kid, we used to go like I like almost every 2 weeks.
Just to like eat and like.
Yeah, because that's my dad would get his leather or whatever, and my mom would get whatever she needed, and then I would get toys there.
All right, yeah, yeah.
So I have a lot of memories of going to TJ until it got really bad, and then
Yeah.
But as a kid, I remember going there a lot.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's fire, man. You know, so yeah, we wish you luck right there, dude, for sure, man. You know, it's gonna be an experience and shit, dude. Hopefully, you bless us with you come back and shit. You know, like
Bro, as long as y'all have me, I will always come back. And if the supporters, fans, and new supporters, make sure y'all keep putting on the chest, keep bugging this guy. Hey, when's Qurfew coming back?
Yeah, yeah, nah, for sure, bro. You know, yeah. Meanwhile, you can tell them your ads, bro. Yeah.
All right, yeah. You can find me on all music platforms, all social media. Qurfew with a Q, Urfew. I should pop up right away. And man, if you talk to me, I'll talk back. I always show love. You know what I mean? So make sure when y'all follow me, make sure y'all tell me y'all came from this podcast. Because I'm definitely that's definitely gonna be dope. You know what I mean? So let's get it. You already know we out here. Hey, West Side is the best side.